My name's Peter. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm joined by Oscar, a Chelsea fan.
3 points. If you didn't get 3 points this week, don't say nothing to me. Don't chat to me. None of you can speak to me right now. 3 points.
Shook.
That's what it's about.
Shook for 20 minutes.
That's what it's about.
He was scared for 20 minutes.
Right. I'm joined by Robin, an AFTV fan.
We love you, Robbie. We do. We love you, Robbie. We do. We love you, Robbie. We do. Oh, Robbie, we love you. Hey, if there's one thing I can say that brings me joy, is that no matter how dire your team is, there'll be AFTV to make you smile again.
I'm joined by David, an Arsenal fan.
I've got nothing to say, bro. Move on, bro.
Wow.
I'm joined by AD, a Liverpool fan.
The party's been delayed. That's right. Still got my party poppers. Can we go again?
What party?
And I'm joined by Remy. Welcome back, a Manchester United fan.
Good to be back. You see, the team is loading. Pogba, Fernandes, Greenwood, Rashford, all these. It's all loading. Be ready. Be ready.
It's loaded.
Yeah, you man are loaded. I'll tell you what's not loading.
You had 3 months to load. You had 3 months to load.
I'll tell you what's not loading, guys. Bruv, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. Arsenal. Arsenal 1. I cannot believe it.
Oh, hey, where's Boslick, bro? He needs to jump.
What's like?
Whatever, whatever, bro. Mr. Ender. You see what I was telling you? I tried to tell him, bro. I know my team, bro.
Yeah, for reals.
Arsenal team, bro.
For reals.
Nah, you lot were terrible.
They break your spirit, bro. Fam!
On the real, it's a mazine. Like, okay, Arsenal as we know it, bro. For me, David, I don't know about you. Maybe it was there before, but this was the final nail in the coffin. Of this.
How many nails?
Huh?
How many nails, bro? It's been awful this season.
I want to say there's 10 nails now. I think that's the 10th one, and we're 10 and done.
Now, guys, you need to deep it. We're 30 games in. Arsenal are 10th.
It's genuine.
And have not won double-digit games.
It's genuine, fam.
Hey, look who's back.
I'm straight in, blood.
Sam Fisher right in.
Bishop, bro. It's not him.
Remember when I told you, man, Arteta out, and you lauged at, man?
Listen,
that's true.
Cronky. You got the wrong man. He's Cronky, bro. No. It's not Arteta. Yeah, it's not Arteta.
It's Do you know what though? Arteta's lineups are sus, blood, and the subs are sus, cuz. Like, look, I'm not gonna say Arteta out or nothing, but let's critique. Yes. When it's gone wrong, let's critique.
Okay.
And the starting 11 was awful, as it was at Man City, and his substitutions. Holy smokes! What, do we want to win a game?
You guys have had 10 subs, and Martinelli has not made the pitch yet, which is very concerning.
Or Ozil. It's unbelievable, blood. What is going on, bruv? Aubameyang not playing up front is a mystery. After all these months, it's a mystery.
I think in Sam Fisher's defense, we have to look at Arteta for not playing his best players. Fair enough, Ozil, it seems like there's a situation there that no manager at Arsenal will ever play this guy because there's something going on behind the scenes. He's a headache. But you can't excuse not playing Martinelli. You can't excuse the likes of, Eddie Nketiah coming on when you've got you just got other options. Reece Nelson, Willock, these kind of guys, they shouldn't be starting games. And more importantly, you should be able to get better out of the players that you've got. You've been there for a long time. He's had the same amount of games as Emery now, Arteta. So it's like a 50-50 season. By the end of the season, Arteta will have had more games in charge. So we have to look at him.
Yeah, the thing for me though is that, you know what? It's always been this case, right? The players have always been the issue at Arsenal Football Club. They've always been the problem. And no matter what way we slice it, whether it was Wenger, whether it's Emery, Arteta, man, them are not getting tunes out of these guys anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? With Wenger, we finished 6th and it was like crisis. Emery, we finished 8th. Blood, we are now 10th. So there is a lot. The team's getting worse and worse. You know them ones. Like the team is getting worse. What go on, Sam?
Sam Fisher said the final nail in the coffin was when Arteta shook the hand of Maupay after he called us weak and pathetic. I almost smashed my TV. Now let's break down this Maupay situation. Let's go from the injury on Leno. What are your thoughts?
I don't think it was that bad. I think it wasn't that bad. It was just because of what happened afterwards. It was he went to get the ball, and Leno was off balance. He got into Leno's space, but I don't think it was anything malicious in it. So I just think the reaction that made it worse.
I'm with Remy, bruv. That
the actual tackle itself, was not bad. It was unfortunate because it was an awkward landing. It's what happened afterwards, like Leno doing the Undertaker, sitting up on the thing and just pointing at him.
It was you. I'm coming for you.
He got out from the stretcher. Oh my days!
The whole gong happened.
That is funny. What about you, man? Huh?
It is dead. We're done out here, bro.
Well, what about the situation with Maupay and Leno?
Maupay is a certified bad man after that whole game.
Bad boy.
Certified. The whole Arsenal team, he got choked. He got choke slammed. He got chased after. And he scored the final goal at the last minute of the game and just everyone. I agree with his comments that he said that Arsenal players do need to be humble. Yes, Pepe scored a rocket out of nowhere, and it was a great goal. But the smack you guys are talking, it's just the humble. I felt like goal was deserving.
Is that fair, considering you're not on the pitch and you don't know what the Arsenal players were actually saying?
Well, he was on there throughout the whole game, so you never know. As much as we don't know exactly what happened to the pitch, I was watching the game with the crowd noise on, so I don't know. I didn't hear it out fully, but from the way it was discussing, and no one has come out to disagree with him, saying that Arsenal fans, or not Arsenal fans, Arsenal players, we're not talking crowd. Gotta hear what he said, and in the end, he made a lot of Arsenal fans really livid. So I could not complain.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. Brighton versus Arsenal was one of the greatest movies of the weekend. It was fantastic. It had everything you want, right? It had suspense. It had drama. It had build-up. Guys, people don't understand that the prequel to this was at the Emirates. Maupay scored the winner against Arsenal at the Emirates this season. Yeah. So going into this game, he already knew, like, Arsenal, bro, I can murk these guys easy. So then when the injury comes now, Maupay is pissed at Guendouzi. Obviously, they had an argument. He goes and scores the winner and talks crud after the game. I don't care. That is the biggest villain I've seen in history of football. That was incredible. He took you, man, for a waste, man.
And it's funny because we've already had Brighton players laughing at Arsenal in the previous season. So,
oh yeah,
every time.
Peter, how have Brighton become your rivals?
Hey, Adrian, go true because you're gonna.
They're bogey team now. They're bogey team.
Hey, talk to us, Adrian, bro.
You know what? I think I was actually quite happy when I saw Guendouzi lay one at Maupay at the end of the game, because I was actually quite disappointed that Arsenal players weren't in his face, in the referee's face, because it's a very, very like you know when you're a muppet, when you've got no intention of playing the ball, you just want to leave one in on the goalkeeper. You've left one in on the goalkeeper. The keeper's not out for 9 months. I'm expecting who's on this field. I'm expecting Mustafi. I'm expecting Guendouzi. I'm expecting all of them to do him in, really. And I think when Maupay is laughing and he says that they lack humility, I'm not sure if it's humility that they lack or if it's just, quite frankly, balls. So that's why I was quite happy to see what Guendouzi did, because if you're going back in the day, the likes of your Vieiras, that's not happening. And for Maupay to then score the winner after diabolical defending, Rob Holding was like on a lag, on a 5-second lag. It's farcical, really.
David, you got anything on this before I jump in?
Bro, no.
You got 9, yeah? Because what I will say, is that it wasn't malicious, but they need to review this scenario, because on too many occasions in football, do you see players that are like either barged in the air or like they're pushed off the side of the pitch or whatever else, and it ends up in dislocation, it ends up in injuries. And to be fair, like Maupay's challenge wasn't thingy, but wasn't malicious by any stretch. But what was the aim? There is no aim, because Leno has the ball in his hands, both hands. Because I've watched this thing over and over again to think, okay, let me see now. let me give a level-headed review on this, because so many times, and especially with Arsenal players, we've always been the brunt of this kind of stuff where men are out for time. I remember Debussy and Arnautovic one time where he was pushed on by the side sort of by the corner flag, and Debussy's career never recovered from that game. Bellerin came in and the rest was history. The problem with Maupay's challenge is, what did he think could work in his favour? The whole point was to misbalance him. The whole point was to make Leno drop the ball in some way, shape, or form. But when you push a guy when he's in the air, it's very, very dangerous. And it's not even something that's addressed at all in football until it happens to us. And that's the thing, like, Leno's helpless how he lands. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's not one of them ones where maybe he could have fallen a different way, or, you know, he could have ended up getting sent off if he took the ball off outside the box, whatever, like, kind of thing. But I think this rule in football needs to be addressed, because it's far too dangerous for something that's so light and, you know, not taken seriously. But Leno's got an ACL and he's out for 9 months. You know what I'm saying? That's it at the end of the day. Like, and how many times do you see players, like, you know, there's awkward landings, the funny twisting, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember the one on Kurt Zouma, horrible one at Stamford Bridge, where I think he was also challenged in the I think it was Liverpool, Man United, I can't remember now. But Zouma got recovered since. We've not seen the Zouma that first joined Chelsea where we thought this guy was a bad boy, yeah? And he's had loan spells like Stoke and Everton. This guy has fallen right off, right? So I'm just saying, like, I think this has to be reviewed. I know Arsenal fans are really angry because it happened to our guy, and it's another player. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times do we get players that are breaking legs, that are tearing ligaments, that are long-term injuries? You know what I'm saying? And the third player, this is the restart. The third one now who's out for the rest of the season. It's you know, our luck is so awful. I you know, but at the same time, I'm like, nah, they got to change that, because if you jump in the air and someone nudges you, how you land, what, you know, do you remember Son and Andre Gomez, where the referee wasn't even going to send him off, but when he saw the leg, he just thought, I have to send him off. I can't even keep him on the pitch here. And obviously, Son's red card got rescinded later because it was an accident. But at the same time, this challenge that keeps happening, this type of challenge, needs to be addressed. And so, you know, he didn't mean anything wrong by it. But at the same time, I'm thinking, if he was never going to win this ball, what was his intent?
Yeah, just leave it in it. So
his intent. You know what I'm saying?
There was no need to budge into him, in it.
Yeah, no, there wasn't really a need. I get it, like, you know, I'm trying to win the ball. I'm trying to do things in my favor. But I'm thinking that
he's already caught the ball and he's nudged him.
Yeah, that's the thing. Leno's caught the ball.
I think that's the thing that we've seen in slow motion back. Like, at the time, the ball's in the air, and obviously he's not going to get it because Leno can use his hands and he can't. So they both go for it. He's late and he knocks him out. I think it's hard. It's a hard one to call because football's a contact sport, isn't it? So you're going to get contact. You're going to get those kind of things. But I think he should have been yellow carded. He was clearly late.
Yeah, he didn't even get a card. It wasn't even a free kick. Do you know what I'm saying? It was like, it was only because Leno was stretchered off that, like, a drop ball or whatever it was took place, or, you know, I think Martinez got to take the goal kick, whatever. But that challenge, now that we know those kinds of challenges can cause career injuries, we have to address them. We have to address them. So that's all I'm saying on that part. It's something in football that was minor, but, bruv, it's getting deadly, man. And I'm just speaking from an Arsenal point, because I know how many of our players have had these stupid injuries like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Unnecessary. You know, the Edison one, do you remember when Edison clattered Garcia against Arsenal? Like, just for the sake of it, he should have been sent off because it was frigging ridiculous. Even though he hit his own player, like, we can't allow frigging, like, rugrats like that in the pitch. You can't allow that.
Rugrats?
Yeah. Do you remember he did it to, was it Sane? Mane, was it 2 years ago or something like that?
Mane did it. Mane kicked him.
Mane did it to him and he got sent off, didn't he?
Yeah. But he kicked him in the head. He had to go.
Yeah, but blood, for all we know, we haven't seen the replays that often, but, you know, it could have been an elbow drop from Edison on Garcia. We don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just because it's his own teammate, the rules have changed.
I mean, when someone jumps, because Maupay jumped as well, so it's like when someone jumps, it's like even he's not going to be in control of his landing. So he was jumping into Leno. He wasn't going to get the ball. That's it. So I feel like it's easy to say, you know, those kind of challenges. They do have a rule on those challenges. Like, you know, you see the ones where, you know, when two people go up to jump and one person kind of hesitates, then drops down, then the other person falls over him. They will get the free kick. The person who's jumped will get the free kick. So they do kind of protect players in that way, where it's like, if you're jumping, you jump together. You don't try and lose the other guy and help injure him. So I feel like this one it's tough. It's just tough because.
But I think that in that scenario, the ball's coming to Leno, whereas Maupay is trying to run at Leno, if that makes sense, to make the collision. So
he wants to leave one on him.
Huh?
Yeah, he wants to leave one on him. Basically.
Yeah, he blatantly does. And every striker wants to do it. Listen, every striker wants to do it because you want to make it. Yeah, you want to make it difficult for the goalkeeper. Oh, hopefully he makes a blunder. Hopefully I can get the ball. Blah blah blah. But there's a way of doing it which is sportsmanlike, and there's a way that's doing it where it's actually getting a bit dangerous now.
Can I go to a comment? Because we got a comment from Sam Fisher who says he pushed the keeper outside of the box to try and get Leno sent off. Maupay is a snake, and during the game, Ozil was on Twitter playing Fortnite. What kind of team is this? Well, just going to the first part of that comment. Do you feel a player is within their right to try and force the keeper to outside of the box to get a penalty? Is that like an okay thing?
Hence why I was going to bring up this point, Oscar. Keepers, if you're going for the ball, if you see, obviously, you know, you can't be naive. You know the player's going to try and do a thing. Fam, off the ball, fam, come physical, whatever. You see, like Edison, just take man out, bro. The player can go and barge into when you're vulnerable, trying to catch a ball, fam. I'm going in hard, bro. If you get hurt, you get hurt, bro. Rags.
Yeah, Oscar, I think you can do it without being dangerous. Like for me, I'm not saying how. I'm not saying. Say again.
What I'm saying, if a player can do that, a keeper should be able to do that. I don't care. I'm going to catch the ball. I'm going to do my thing. Bam. Not elbow thing, but fam, if I take you out, hey.
Yeah, you're gonna hold a hard barge, but then you
a little barge,
but you might concede the penalty doing that. That's the problem.
I'm going to catch the ball. I can see the player is there coming to jump at you, trying to injure man, try to push you outside the box, fam. Everything first, whatever happens.
Because then the lines will get blurred when it comes to corners. That's the problem. Because corners, that's a whole mess. That's even more dangerous in a way because there's so many people there. Maybe there's more people to kind of help the landing, but I feel like you can still make a decision on review. Do you know what I'm saying? Like just like the Gomez one, Son wasn't getting sent off when that Gomez thing happened. It's just the referee sees what mess is left, and he thinks, bloody hell, I've got to do something about it. So for me, I'm like, hey, Maupay's one looks innocent, but blood, like it's costing this guy. You know, he's done his. Yeah. He should have been carded, though. He should have been carded.
The referee was scandalous as well, by the way. He was frigging awful. Brighton were throwing challenges left, right, and centre, not getting no cards. They were frigging scandalous. The referee was awful, but I'm not here to blame the referee. Arsenal are a shambolic side. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, the players were terrible. The players are pathetic. A lot of them are. And Arteta's got such a big job on his hands that I don't think he's equipped for it. Like I think he's not gonna do well. Like when you think about it, Arteta or Emery when you go beforehand to look at what kind of task is at hand, you're looking at a novice, blood. Arteta's a novice, cuz.
So you've changed your mind now?
No, what I'm saying, because last year, the thing is, what pissed me off with Emery, he was this close. He was this close on 2 occasions. He was third place in March, and then the wheels fell right off. And that was down to his own undoing. Yes, the players are shambolic. Make no mistake about it. But he was getting the best out of that crap bunch. Yeah? But the Palace game, the friggin' Brighton game, and every away fixture you can think of the season cost us the Champions League. But then the Europa League final, bloody hell. People didn't even blame Emery for that. They just blamed the whole 11. And so what I'm saying is now, when you're dealing with what you've got now, you look at our players right now. You look at them right now. I said to you, David Luiz will not improve any defense. And I've just watched Norwich get slapped up by Southampton. I've seen friggin' Bournemouth are going to the slaughter the way they're going. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm looking at teams where I'm like, oh my days. people like Brighton and these men don't go down because of poor defending. They go down because they don't score goals. So how could they defend so well against Aubameyang, against friggin' Nketiah, Lacazette, Saka? Any talent you want to throw in there, and Dunk and them man there were just holding it down.
Big Dunk. Good goal, by the way.
They defended better than us, and everyone's defending better than us. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the issue here. So it's just the culture and the mentality of this football club is pathetic on so many levels. And it needs, and why I say Arteta might not be the right guy for this, because the task at hand. Do you know what I'm saying? All it's going to do is just reveal how Wenger was not that bad. That's all it's going to reveal. He was covering cracks like crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? He was paper mache and all over bare things. The cracks still exist, but now we're seeing it more in the open.
Pete, we talk a lot about defense and how bad Arsenal defend. What do you say to the fact that a front three of Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe, which is your best front three, couldn't create more and score more in that game?
Well, my argument is this, though. That front three isn't even the best front three, because Aubameyang has to be the centre forward. I don't want to hear a centre forward who scores bare goals is being played out on the left, right? And Aubameyang could easily say, do you know what? Why should I stay here? I'm not even being played in the position I want. I'm not even being played where I want to play. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's ridiculous. So the front three, unfortunately, guess what? We need to buy a left winger. We don't have a left winger because Aubameyang's not a left winger. You know what I'm saying? He's not a left winger. So you play Pepe on the right. You can play Aubameyang up top. You've got to buy a left winger. You know what I'm saying? Correct me if I'm wrong. Where does Zaha play? Right. And instead, we bought the right winger instead. Do you know what I'm saying?
You don't do that because last summer I was telling you don't need to get Zaha and you told me no.
No, what I'm saying, no, you're telling us this when we bought Pepe. I'm not going to sit here and start slandering Pepe. Do you know what I'm saying? Pepe was a don last year.
Before you bought Pepe, you didn't want Zaha.
What? It's not like I didn't want Zaha. The choice was Zaha or Pepe. That was the choice. One plays on the right, one plays on the left, but I could only buy one. Do you know what I'm saying? And based on Pepe's stats last year, you know what I'm saying? He was a bad boy. So at the end of the day, like there's so much crap that needs to get sorted, and that's the problem. That's the thing.
Do you think that this defeat has humbled a lot of Arsenal fans? Because I've been watching a lot of things recently, and a lot of fans have now just come to a conclusion about being a mid-table team and all that stuff. And I don't know why it was this game that a lot of people said, right, they've come to like this is where we are now more than anything. So
you see, you know what though? It's comments like that get Arsenal fans angry because look, we're not a mid-table side, bro. We've never finished mid-table for like 20, 30 years, right? We are currently 10th, yes, but even if we finish 10th this season, it's not a mid-table side. Do you know them ones? All it is that, you know, Chelsea finished 10th one year. You know what I'm saying? Man United have finished like 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever, 1 year. But they bounce back. They have a year where it's like, okay, fine. We have to eat our humble pie this year and re-up. Do you know what I'm saying? Arsenal will be back in the top 6 next season. I'm not even going to, it's not even a question. But right now, there's a rot that is setting in that, yes, this Brighton defeat, I think, opens up a whole can of worms, like of what's really been going on. So don't get me wrong. Not every Arsenal fan knew that this. I mean, Arsenal fans did know. Some did, but some thought, nah, you know what, just a couple of wins and we'll be okay. Do you know what I'm saying? We've only lost 2 games in 2020, but it looks awful.
It's dead.
Speaking of mid-table teams, Sam Fisher says it gets worse when Arsenal are going all in for Joe Hart as a keeper. We could.
I saw this.
What is that about?
Man, you know,
if Joe Hart ends up at our club, yeah, we're done out here, bro. I'm not having it, bro. I'm not having it, man.
Do you know what's mad? Yeah? When I saw that he was not extending that contract, bro, I was like, oh no. Because for him to reject Burnley, there's got to be another offer coming in. He must have another offer somewhere. I mean, you know, certain men that just say, no, I'm not going to play. Like to say like they got that privilege. No, they've clearly got negotiations going on elsewhere. Now, I hope to everything that is holy, we do not sign Joe Hart, even if it is a temporary basis. The problem is, like, with a 9-month injury, let's say potentially 9 months or whatever, however long Leno's injury is, where do you even begin searching? Because it's like we need to buy defenders, we need to buy defensive midfielders, we need to buy midfielders, right?
And
we
now
need to
you buy a keeper.
I've established with my left wing, and now a goalkeeper. Blood. The board have got to back Arteta. They need to throw some serious dough on this guy's account.
Hey, but we know we're not going to do that, fam.
Then blood. Then we have to do this. This is it. Then
I'm saying this from time.
I'm saying, yeah, I'm not saying like when I say rah, like we've been done out here, it means like fighting for the league title. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not been about competing for top four. What I'm saying is, forget.
Birmingham is gonna cut, bro. And where do we go from there, bro?
Yeah, he is.
Let's gonna look at it. This is a joke thing. I'm out.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
I get that every team's had a bounce back. I don't know about Arsenal's bounce back, boy. If it carries on like this, because this is worse. If it carries on like this, and you keep losing or something, I can't lie. There's a debate if this is worse than Man United's Moyes year. It is a debate.
This is shocking, bro. And then we've got Southampton, and they're gonna come over midfield and go past at the Emirates, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Southampton. Southampton are giving us the L. Let's just make it clear. Yeah, the season is written off. This is it. Season's over. It's done. No European football next year. We'll be playing Saturday to Saturday, 3:00. You know, like games that you won't even see on TV. You won't see us on TV next year. Yeah, it will be 3:00 for week after week. But in terms of like the drop, like, bro, we've always like we've been in Europe for the last 25 years in a row. Not every club here can even say that. Not everyone in this podcast can even say that right now. So like it's bad. Don't get me wrong, it is bad. We have dropped standards, no doubt. But it's not Armageddon. It's not the end yet. Do you know what I'm saying? But like I said, if the brand is not there,
Pete. I'm getting on the horizon, bro.
It's on the horizon if he's not back. If he's not backed,
it's visible.
If Arteta gets in a position where, you know what, even me and you are saying, bro, I think he has to go. Yeah. If we get to that stage, then of course Armageddon has arrived. No doubt. No doubt.
The issue has always been, as you said earlier, Wenger covered up a lot of cracks, bro. And then there came a point where he couldn't cover it anymore because everyone else is spending big P. We're still obviously we bought Aubameyang, we got Ozil, Sanchez, but obviously internal failings, not signing. Everyone keep running down their contracts. It's still happening now. What, bro?
Yeah, people like Raul have to speak up, bro. Them man there got to talk up because
Barcelona thing, bro. I told you this. This was a B-Tech Barcelona, bro. Man City got the real thing, bro. I told man from the beginning. Whatever was happening, Seleni. I said, no, bruv.
You know what? I was getting worried. I got worried when Sven left. When Sven Mislintat left, I got worried. Because this guy was finding players and got us out over the line. But, bruv, man, it's gutting, man.
How do you solve a problem like Arsenal?
All them, man, Edu, everyone, bruv. Everyone needs to cut, bruv. Because I've had enough, man. We can't keep changing managers. He brings in his nonsense, and then we still got crap. We need
to. Look, the players clearly are not listening to Arteta. They're not doing what he's saying, because on one hand, in the training sessions, and even you see the way Arteta talks, like some gunman, yeah. Like if you're not about life, I'm dropping, man. Yeah. Look at the mess he's in. He's not played Ozil since we've come back. You know what I'm saying? He's not playing Martinelli. There's a reason for that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's got nothing to do with his talent. You know them ones. And Kessel's starting ahead of Lacazette, bruv. Like, you got to think, you got to ask these questions, bruv. You know what I'm saying? There's certain man there where, you know, I mean, he wants David Luiz to stay. Bruv, there are issues here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wants him to stay. You know them ones. So there are some unbelievable issues. Bruv, I can't wait to read this book. I'm waiting for it, bruv.
So I need to ask, who are you guys gonna look for? Because you're now linked to Joe Hart, which is like not good. That is not good. That's why I'm saying you have to actually deep it. All of our teams here have been through a lot. Most likely Liverpool have not won a trophy in 30 years. But I have not seen Liverpool this bad. I've not seen Chelsea this bad. I've not seen United this bad.
Are you sure?
You know what?
Lambert, Borini, Balotelli.
No, I'm not saying,
You're wrong.
You remember that triple
Come
threat?
on. This is Liverpool 2010.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Adrian, bro, ask him.
yeah, but I'm not seeing fan bases like this upset for years upon years upon years. Like, I don't see someone coming up to someone. Let's look at Ty, for example. I don't see man running up to the camera wishing death on someone and waiting for a team to be relegated. That's what I'm saying. I don't.
But the thing is, yeah, I think. Sorry to interrupt, but I feel like a lot of Arsenal fans have either fallen out of love with football or just resigned to the fact that Arsenal are not going to challenge for the title every year. I feel like Arsenal fans seem to know where they are. There's no Arsenal fans saying that we've got a title challenge next season. It's just all about a rebuild. It's like it's
but
not.
At the same time, you see them get excited too easy as well when things go their way.
Yeah, but every club does.
Yeah, every club has those fans. Like,
Nah, bruv, not me, bro.
Not like Arsenal.
Not me, bro.
When your team wins, everyone's gas, blood. If you beat Manchester United on New Year's Day and you get a 2-2 draw at Chelsea and you beat Spurs and then you're gassed. Like, do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you're a football fan. If you look at Man United, for example, every time you guys have a transfer window, you guys act like the player you sign is the world-class player that's going to turn your season around. And more often than not, it doesn't work out that way. So there's always a subsection of fans that are super, super optimistic and think that, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to change it around. And there was that group of fans when Arteta came in. There was Bear Man telling me Arteta revolutionized the way Arsenal play. It's completely different to Emery. And I was like, how? But I don't think that's fair to say on all Arsenal fans.
Listen, do you know what we need to do, yeah? Here's what we need to do. We need to do what Liverpool did, yeah? See that Roy Hodgson era, yeah? You know what they did, yeah? They saw Torres, yeah? Everyone was thinking, but what's going on here, yeah? All right, they made a mistake, bought Andy Carroll, yeah? But then they got Suarez.
Yeah.
Then we need to find... If Aubameyang wants to dip, fam.
But haven't you done this before?
We need to start again, no.
When?
The Suarez you're talking about is Alexis Sanchez.
What I'm saying is, we've never sold a player of value and then used it to be smart in the transfer window. We've never done
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this you advocating for selling Aubameyang? Is that what you're saying, David?
Yes, I've said this from. I'm not. If we lose Aubameyang on a free, I am done.
Bro,
Sound like
I feel like you
get Lacazette as well.
you have to sell both of your strikers if you're gonna do something.
So be it.
Real talk.
Yeah, I would.
Where do you look?
I said, brother, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where we look. The thing is, yeah, like at the end of the day, do you know what's funny? What's so mad? It's still Arsenal Football Club. It's not like Arsenal some dead thing from, you know what I'm saying? It's not Barnet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like people like Thomas Partey is being linked with Arsenal, and all we have to do is hit the release clause, and he's an Arsenal player. There are still, like every club that's gone through the drought, they can still pull some weight. Do you know what I'm saying? They still got play. They can still bring in players of some sort of caliber. Like Liverpool, don't get me wrong, Liverpool have, before Van Dijk, they still managed to lure Van Dijk in. They still managed to get certain players in there. Suarez, like remember when he joined Liverpool, his Ajax record was insanity, blood. Was absolute insanity. So, like, you can still lure players in. You can still get players in. And at the end of the day, like Arsenal just need to be clever. We just need to stop being silly.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? All it is stop being stupid. Like, just buy players that are good enough. First of all, the talent needs to be there. And number two, you got to have the commit. We need players that are going to be committed to Arsenal. And also, we believe we've got the good coach at the moment who can play a nice kind of football that we want to play. So we need to get players that fit into that mold.
Yeah.
Not trying. Yeah, go on.
Like, look at Klopp here. Since he's come in here, I want players who can play my style of football.
Nice.
They haven't just gone and bought Pepe. All right, what can you do? Does he fit in with my style, or does he fit in with the team? All we've got is Higgy Haga, bro. Before we had Wenger, the frustration.
Yeah,
when you had to play in it, we don't know how to play. We don't even play good football anymore.
But the Minamino transfer spoke so much volumes, bro. If you're a Liverpool fan out there, where Liverpool at their height at the minute, right? They could go and buy buy the kitchen sink if they wanted to, right? They could buy anything they want because Liverpool right now is the stuff, right? Clubs want to go there. But check this. They went and bought Minamino. Why? Because it's what caters to them. Have you noticed whenever they bring, like the front three of Salah and whatever else, right? They play a certain way. Even the midfielders play a certain way, the way that Klopp wants to play. But when they bring on a sub, blood, the guy fits the exact same thing. Like, he comes on the pitch and it's like he doesn't need to be told what needs to be done. It is
Like
on
for
the
like.
plate. They know it's like for like. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, never thought I would even see him in this position, but because he was stuck out on the right with us. He goes to Liverpool and he's playing as if he's, as if like one of the like Firmino and one of these high pressing players. So like you're right, you're exactly right. Even when Guardiola came to Man City, after that first year when he had to deal with Sagna and Clichy, he knew exactly what he was after the next season. Do you get what I'm saying? The exact type of player that he wants. And that's when, we don't need to be going for big names. I don't give a monkeys about names. If anything, Manchester United have taught us lessons on buying big names means jack all because they've been spunking money for years and have not come close to a Premier League title. So I don't need to hear about Di Maria's and all these big names. What I need is a manager, first of all, who knows what he's doing. And secondly, the players to accommodate to that way of football.
I've got one last question, and it's tied in with this comment here from Boss Like Endo. He said, hi, David, earlier. Today he's saying, Arsenal fans gassing up Arteta, but he still hasn't gotten away winning the league. I don't think he's the answer, to be honest. The football is dead. Now, David and Peter, and maybe anyone else, I guess, do you guys feel like the Jurgen Klopp type project that Liverpool built was predicated on how successful he was before he came to Liverpool and they believed in his vision? Do Arsenal as a club believe in Arteta's vision, and are they willing to give him the same time and investment?
The problem is, the only difference is Klopp came in, he's won a league title at Dortmund. He has his set where everyone knows his style of play.
Yeah.
So he's gone to the board and he this and that, bro. He get no nonsense. Mane, Salah. Everyone was screaming 50 mil for Salah. Man knew what he wanted from.
That's true.
We're not gonna get that with Kroenke. Us want self-sustaining team.
No, you make a fair point.
What's alarming?
Because I was saying, even if you look at United, you look at Ollie's signings so far, it actually has made somewhat of a positive impact. So you can see what type of style he's trying to do. So I do believe that you're right, that the names are not a thing, but a system is a way to play. But at the same time, where do you look now? Because the transfer market is dire at the moment.
As Peter said, Arsenal are going to have to, recruit smoothly, recruit wisely. Now, I'm just going to throw out an idea. So let's say, for instance, they were to sort of get rid of like a Zet, and then they were to go and get someone like a Moussa Dembele from Lyon. Like, there were so many talented, nice little youngsters on the continent. I think for me, the thing with Arteta, in terms of style of play, I haven't necessarily seen like a holistic style of play, but I've seen bits and pieces. I remember when he first come in, Arsenal was sort of running and pressing a lot more. So ultimately, what he needs to do, and this could take him 2-3 years, similar to like a clock, when he needs a sledgehammer, he needs to get rid of the club. I'm talking, like, even though he's not at the club, but let's face it, you're like of your Mkhitaryan's, you're like of your Ozils, the likes of your Lacazettes, the likes of your David Luiz's, and your Mustafis. Arsenal have got just tons and tons and tons of crap. And ultimately, it's unfair for me to make an overall assessment of a manager and his abilities under such circumstances. The things that I can judge, I think he does need to be a bit more proactive during games. I don't think his substitutions are the best. But I think to answer the question, I think for Arteta, ultimately, like, there are players he can get. You can go get a Thomas Partey. I'm hearing that they're linked with Upamecano. So it's not dire straits because Arsenal are a big club and Arsenal have sort of earned their right, so to speak, and they will be an attractive prospect. A lot of players up and down the continent.
So like see, like Liverpool, you had, who did you keep? You got rid of Skirtle, Mamadou Sakho. You kept Lovren. You just needed a decent defender next to him to make him look good. Lovren you haven't seen him have a met. So I'm not saying all the players just get rid. But fam, we need a Donny at centre back. Hence why I was screaming Van Dijk for years. And once I see Liverpool get him, I just like, yay.
Yo, to the question earlier,
Champions League. That's for
exactly.
Try and win it. Or
No, the next year he won the Champions League.
okay, it was next. Yeah, all right, cool.
His first half season was a final. His first full season was he won it.
Oscar, to your question, to the question earlier, right? Will they back Arteta? This is the thing, bro. Because I was saying that they need to back the man financially. What Liverpool and Klopp said, Liverpool went through hellacious times, right? With the Dalglish, with the friggin' Hodgson or whatever. Then they brought in a guy. They said, look, we know a guy. This guy can do things. He can win. Let's give him the bag. Let's trust him. We're going to ride it out 4 or 5 years. We're going to just ride it out. And then, see what comes. And they've just backed the guy. For me, if you believe Arteta's the guy, then you got to ride it out. You understand what I'm saying? You got to ride it out. So my thing is, it worries me about Unai Emery. The Emery thing worries me. So, because they fired the guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Did they really back him? He comes out in an interview saying, I wanted Zaha. They opted for Pepe. That's a problem. That's a problem. So you clearly didn't back your guy. So you got to get your finger out and back Arteta. Otherwise, no, we're not going to be the next Liverpool. We're not going to be like them man there, because them man there said, look, we're not going to get involved on the pitch. We'll leave the manager to do that. We'll give you the facilities to do so. And they did. So that's what we need.
Right. Probably the last thing we'll do on Arsenal, because we spent a long time on this topic. Boss like Endo says, why do Arsenal always sit back when they have a lead? It's not suited to them. We've seen it many times, i.e. Chelsea, Palace, Sheffield United, and now Brighton. I think that's a common thing amongst a lot of teams. I don't think that's just Arsenal, but
our players are just trash. That's why, because they're pathetic.
Yeah, I'm thinking, looking at that game back, I don't think it was defending. I don't think they sat back. I just think Arsenal let Brighton just get back into the game, because the first goal was it was a good goal, but it was sticky. It was like quite a sticky goal.
Which one, Brighton?
Yeah, it was a corner, innit?
Yeah.
Bro, that was a stupid goal, bro.
It was defending. It was friggin' wacky races.
Yeah, it wasn't even a good goal, I don't think.
It was pathetic.
It's 2-on-1.
It's quite sticky. It's quite sticky, like where it was. It was a sweaty goal. That's the word I'm looking for. Right. And then the second one shouldn't really have happened, but then you look at Rob Holding.
Really shouldn't.
Yeah.
What happened?
And I was like,
blinked and I saw a 1-on-1. I was like, what?
Bro, they're not good enough, guys. We're talking about Mustafi, garbage. We're talking about mediocrities. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about friggin' like Bellerin's is lost it as well. There are all the players are not good enough. The culture at that football club is terrible. That's why when you're 1-0 up against Brighton, you could lose 2-1. I think we did that at the Emirates. I think the same thing happened there.
So do you agree that they sit back?
I just think they're stupid. So paint that what way you want. Like, you've got a 1-0 lead. You should, where's the okay, it's so easy to say where's the leadership and all that jazz, but it's true facts, bro. Where are the men? You know what I'm saying? We're 1-0 up. Let's hold it down. And then you want to start doing the Lengman thing after the final whistle. When Leno was there giving it sticks to Maupay, I didn't see one Arsenal player do anything. I didn't see any fight in the game. And then you want to start giving man choke slam after the final whistle. You muppy. That sums them up. That sums them up right there.
Hey, Mahrez is just...
Yeah, I just seen that. Yo, Mahrez is on stuff.
It's a madness, bro.
Oh my goodness.
This is what I'm talking about, bro.
This is who we should have signed, bro. So we should have signed.
Right, so in the Man City game, it's now 2-0 to Manchester City. 42 minutes played. Phil Foden scored an absolute banger, like sick goal, and now Mahrez has just made it 2-0. The game is, routine. It looks like a routine City victory as how they're playing. So,
I got a question about that winning goal. Yeah, why is it that our keeper always comes out, bro? It just makes it easier,
bro. There's no communication amongst the whole 11. Like, nobody knows what they're doing. Mustafi was trying to close the first ball and then had to retract for the second ball. Martinez comes out. Martinez does what he could, innit? He tries to make the goal tight. He tries to make the goal harder to score. No, and he got buried.
My issue is with Arsenal keepers, yeah. I don't know how many times I say 1-on-1, they always go low. Like, the guy can just chip, bruv, make yourself big.
The angle looked already. When you deep it, like I don't know.
Yeah, it
You
looked like
could've
a
covered
difficult one to score.
When you look at someone like a
Because it shouldn't have happened. It
Allison,
should not have
he
happened.
spreads himself very wide, so you
Yeah,
can't
you
get
see
any.
what I mean?
De Gea does the same thing, spreads himself wide. So it's just like you feel like I don't know. The goal could have a better keeper might have prevented it. You know.
And Maupay's got a good finish. I mean, the kid's 23. Like he's gonna be he's a good striker. Like at Brentford, he scored better goals for them, man. There. So
what I'm saying, it's a good goal. I'm saying, but our keepers, every time it's 1-on-1, I see our keepers bare low, bro. Man, I'm just. I'm like, man.
I guess that's a goalkeeping coaching issue, but man, thank God for Leno. But unfortunately,
No, he's out for a year, bro. Oh, can't please change this up. I'm done. I even done.
Right, we're going on, yeah.
To cheer myself up here, I just watched AFTV, bro.
Yeah.
That was funny. I
Okay.
was in this like Pepe.
Right. Before we move on to the next topic, obviously, right now we are live on YouTube. Make sure to share, like, subscribe. We are on YouTube every single Monday at 8 p.m. So make sure you share it and likes. We need likes on the YouTube video so that you get some traction. You get me? So if you like what we're doing, big up the men and everyone that listens in. Big up the gal. You know what I'm saying? Big up everyone that's on. You know what I'm saying? Big up Sam, you know what I'm saying? Big up Boss, like big up everyone that locks in like every week. Big up all your chests, yeah? So just share, like, subscribe, get it plugged in. We're at Top 4 Podcast on Twitter. So make sure you hit us up there. We're on the SoundClouds as well. And then there's going to be a little bits of content coming out every now and again. So yeah. Keep it up. Spotify, iTunes, of course, yeah, we're on that as well. Yeah. But yeah, pick up yourselves anyway. Chelsea. I tell you what, it took forever to Chelsea to get started, isn't it? Like we felt like I haven't seen Chelsea play football for like a year, so we finally see them on the pitch. And Oscar, your boys,
they came through just. It was like, it's not just. It was just.
What do you mean just?
It was. I can't remember who scored. Yeah, but it was inches of going in.
What are you talking about? Look, yeah, we were the better team throughout all of the first half, dominated possession. We had something like 74% possession or something. We moved the ball around, but obviously there was a lot of rusty players in it, as we've seen in every team. Like not everyone was up to scratch. And then yes, they got their goal from a set piece because we're terrible at defending set pieces. We're weak and we're not tall. We're not strong. We don't have big bodies. So a ball going over the top is the best way you're going to beat Chelsea.
Sorry to interrupt you, mate, but it's 3-0 to Manchester City. Mahrez with a penalty.
I swear.
Yeah, Aguero's gone off injured. I think there was a horrible challenge, but Mahrez has just converted a penalty. 3-0 on the stroke of half time.
Bloody hell.
It's just typical City.
Yeah, typical. And we've got City next. How is that? They scored 3 goals in 2 games.
Lovely.
Back on Chelsea, man. It was so good to see Ruben Loftus-Cheek back in a Chelsea shirt, bro. The guy's been away for a year. He got injured. Imagine he got injured in the friendly before the Europa League final. How stupid is that?
So dumb.
That's literally the dumbest thing ever. And he hasn't kicked a ball since. So to see him back was so sick. Obviously, he was shambolic. Like he had a horrible game. He's not really in the game.
The comment I saw today made me laugh. I saw the comment said that Ruben Loftus-Cheek is best position as being man crush Monday than a centre mid.
That's hard from the kid. He's a massive bloke, though. I didn't realize how tall he was. Bloody hell.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, I saw people slandering Ruben on the timeline. I'm like, bruv, my guy hasn't played football.
I don't like him on the wing though. I want him in the centre of midfield because I asked before the game. I said, look, where's his best position? What am I looking for when I look at Ruben? And you said in the central of midfield. So seeing him on the wing,
I said a phrase that you looked up at me at, but I'm going to say it again on the podcast because I don't think it's wrong. I think if we see the best of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he's going to look like a Paul Pogba type of player. He's got technical ability, he's got strength, he's got the physicality, and he can move in between lines and he can drive. I'm not saying he's got the quality of Paul Pogba, that's not what I'm saying. What I mean is that mode of player, if you were to create him and make maybe a version that's just not as good, It will be Ruben, man. I
We
really
need to
believe in the
stop
guy.
comparing players to Paul Pogba.
No, but I'm not. What,
We
wait,
need to.
who gets compared to Paul Pogba?
Every player in the Premier League gets compared to Paul Pogba.
Who?
Really?
Every centre midfielder. You can look on the timeline, and I guarantee you, you'll be like, this player does this. He's 10 times better than Paul Pogba. You can search it.
But I'm not saying Ruben's better than Pogba. That's not what I'm saying.
Paul Pogba is seen as a barometer for every little thing that as a midfielder could be.
I mean, he's a baller, isn't it?
Ain't that good?
It's a good thing, but at the same time, people gas their own players up and say that they're better than Paul Pogba. And I'm like, guys, you don't understand who Paul or Bill Pogba is before you can actually start comparing him.
Poggy.
I mean, I think he's open to comparison. You know what I mean? He's not a Messi. He's not Messi. Do you know what I mean? We could compare. I was gonna say he's not a messianic figure. Then I realized no, that's the wrong word. He's not Messi. So the thing is that their style and their build. If you look at the best things, Ruben's best attributes, if he executes them to the best of his ability, he's a great passer. He's a great on the ball. He can drive forward, this and that. He's sick, and he should be someone that features in our midfield. We've got a question from Boss Like Endo, which is not gonna lie. Ross Barkley has been good for a while now. He should stay in the team. Mason Mount is a baller. However, I think City will have them twerking. I'm going to have to disagree with Boss Like simply because I think Ross Barkley has been terrible all season until about maybe in the January, February times when he decided, okay, I need to actually play for my place in the side, and he started having a few good performances.
Ain't that a while though? He's saying he's been good for a while, like in recent.
We just had 3 months off, mate.
But as in from January, obviously January to March. Come on now.
Okay, but he still doesn't make Chelsea's team. You know what I mean? You say he should stay in the team. I don't think so.
Mason Mount is £1 million, bro. I still can't believe it. Like that's such a bargain.
Mason Mount is an academy project. Ruben Loftus-Cheek are academy projects. So when you're throwing price tags at me, it doesn't mean as much. I think these people add more to the game than Barkley does. Don't get it twisted though. Barkley changed the game on Sunday. Barkley's the reason we won that game. He came in, he was driving runs from midfield. He allowed space to be created for the first Pulisic goal. I heard people saying Pulisic changed the game, and I was like, no, he didn't, bro. The guy came on, scored a goal, and was rubbish for the rest of the game. Yeah, but I felt like Barkley made us better. So yeah, if that's what you're saying, I agree with Endo. Barkley's been good for a minute, but yeah, what did you lot think of the game?
Snooze first half, bro.
Yeah, it's the same thing we said about Aston Villa for the whole thing. They'll give you a game up until the 60th-ish minute, and then they will crumble. And we saw
they never even gave us a game though.
But they were 1-0 up.
They were fortunate to be 1-0 up.
Yeah, they were terrible. Like they were literally bad, and it was just a matter of, okay, are Chelsea going to be frustrated for the next 40 minutes because they don't get through this brick wall, or are they going to get through the brick wall? And then we did. We scored twice. Beautiful play from Mason Mount for the second goal with link up with Aspilicueta and Giroud, and that's it. Game done. Game won. We probably should have scored more, but when you got a team that just cramps itself into the middle, the only space you have is on the wings, and we have terrible crosses on either wing. So yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I agree. I think with the game, Villa are in big trouble. They are, as we figured. We were predicting that anyway. But it goes to show that games like this, when they had their 2 home games, one against Sheffield and against Chelsea, the fans being there would have played a big part.
For sure.
Up against a side like Chelsea, where the quality is just on another level, they weren't going to do that great. And Chelsea, really, if Chelsea hadn't won, Oscar would have been kicking himself, because Chelsea should have won and should have had this game wrapped and done pretty quickly. It was down to Chelsea why they weren't scoring. Did you get what I mean? Like, I didn't think Villa were that great. I didn't think they were that good. Limited. And,
you know what? We definitely struggled to create anything, because obviously you know what Willian's end product is like, and you know what Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a creative player, but in this game he hadn't played for 24 months, so he was just off on all accounts. I think what would help Chelsea is if we had Jorginho on the pitch and we had a player like Hudson-Odoi, who I think is our most creative player in the final third. I think those kind of players will unlock those type of defenses. Do you know what I mean? We just didn't have them today on that day. Luckily, we were okay enough to win without it. But when we're playing City, it's another story.
Boy,
It is a twerking. It is the twerking sesh. No doubt.
Yeah, what do you lot think? Do you lot think City will have us twerking?
Yeah,
left
and right,
City,
the left and right.
City are training for the Champions League final. That's what they're doing. They do not care about the league. All of this, like, if you look at that starting lineup, like they took off all these players because they're trying to see what's the best team they're going through when they go to Lisbon in August.
Hey, listen, a quick question about that. You see this Champions League? Yeah, does it get asterisk next to it?
It should do.
After the last 16 straight knockouts.
Yeah,
It's like a World Cup. It's like there's a World Cup winner again asterisk. Nah,
because that's the format of the tournament, though. This isn't the format of the Champions League.
But at least it shows who's good on the day. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I think it works.
I like the sound of it, but fam, just straight knockout track. That's gonna be mad.
I mean, if you win it, you win it. But yeah, it's gonna be weird. The fact that the whole home away element is completely
gone.
But so where's the games being played then?
Lisbon. All of them are in Lisbon.
We haven't addressed it. It's now been confirmed that it's now the Champions League is all in Lisbon, so it'll be played at Sporting, Benfica, and those two main stadiums. And then the Europa League is in Germany, so all the various stadiums, and the final being Cologne. So that's what's happening.
We have a question from Sam Ogan. We'll probably get back to the Chelsea talk in a bit, but Sam Ogan says,
big up Sam, bro.
Big up Sam, innit? Large up Sam. We know of Sam. He's been on the podcast before. Makes great football content. So yeah, follow him. Who you guys think will win the Golden Boot? I think Danny Ings has a strong chance. Also feel sorry for the guy, as he would have been in strong contention for the Euros. I 100% agree, man. I feel like if we had Euros this summer, Danny Ings has scored 17 league goals, or is it 16? I don't know.
And we on Thursday. For flip's sake.
Yeah, you guys ain't defending against them. Well, we know what's going to happen there. But Danny Ings, if he got to the end of the season and 20 league goals, how could Southgate say no to him? I feel I completely agree with Sam. I feel sad for the guy because he definitely would have made the Euros this year. What do you guys think? Who will be Golden Boot winner?
Bro, Danny Ings is a good shout.
It's a very good shout. If Aguero's just been injured and Aubameyang has not been firing, as for instance, out of Jamie Vardy,
I think Vardy might limp over the line. He might limp over the line.
Do you know what? I'd go Salah over Vardy easily. I think Salah's got something to say.
Remember what I told you, man?
Huh? Is he gonna be fit to play, or is he just gonna win it?
I thought he was. I just thought he was just rested. I didn't think he was not fit. But I'm looking at Southampton's fixtures, right? And I'm thinking, okay, Arsenal, Danny Ings is scoring in that game, no doubt. Watford away, Danny Ings is scoring in that one. Potentially, yeah. Who else I got? Okay, Man City at home, little drought thing. That's all right. It's all right. Everton away, Michael Keane. Oh, Michael Keane looked awful yesterday, by the way. Who else is there? Who else they got? Manchester United at Old Trafford. Yeah, I'll give Danny Ings a pop at that one as well. A pop at that defense. Brighton at home. I think he scores there. Bro, Danny Ings is a good shout, bro. Sheffield United. Good shout. Good shout, in my opinion. Yeah.
I'm looking at the list of top goal scorers, and Danny Ings is a great shout. The three people above him, Vardy. I don't think Vardy will clap a lot of goals from now to the end of the season, simply because I said it earlier on the pod. I don't think Vardy can play well twice a week. I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he's going to give us that full energy. I think we're going to see a lot more of Kelechi.
On top of that, I think Vardy is a winter autumn guy. I've been saying this for time. He claps bare goals by February, yeah, and then it starts dwindling a little bit. And before the break, I think Leicester had like 1 point in 11, or like 1 win in 11, something crazy like that. So, look, I mean, yeah, man, I'm not strong on Vardy either, but I think Salah's got something to say.
It just depends how intense Liverpool will be after they get the wins, because they're 2 wins away. They've got a couple easy games in it. So after that, what happens? Would they want to play freely, or would they just relax? I don't know. So
if Liverpool win their next game and Chelsea beat City, then Liverpool have won the league. Chelsea will give you guys the league if you win your next game.
Thanks.
you see how he's making it about them? How is he making it about them?
Of course. When Leicester won it was all about us. So I gotta make it about me again.
I'm in two minds about it, because my theory is that Leicester secure top 4, and in order for Leicester to secure top 4, Jamie Vardy is going to score. It's as simple as that. He's the chief goal scorer. But Oscar makes a very, very valid point about his age and the way in which he looks after his body. I think Brendan's going to be sensible with him, and sometimes we're going to see Kelechi start and then Vardy probably coming off the bench, if at all. I think Aguero's a goal scorer. Aubameyang is playing the crap side. Salah,
terrible side. A shocking side.
You know what? Initially, I went for Vardy, but I think I'm going to have to go for Salah, purely because Salah is a nasty, greedy SOB. Even after Liverpool have secured the league, he's going to be focused on getting the goal.
That's something he would do. He would do that. Yeah, he would.
Yeah. But you never know, man. There's a couple players beneath that. You look at a hat trick for Marcus Rashford or a hat trick for Mane or even Tammy Abraham puts them right up there at the top.
Jimenez is doing all right.
Yeah, Jimenez. Yeah, I even forgot Jimenez.
That combination with Traore is just quality.
So yeah, we don't know, man. We don't know. I'd back Ings. I'd back Ings. I feel like they have nothing to play for, and he's still clapping goals. The freedom's off. I mean, not the freedom. The pressure's off.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Good question. Great question.
Good shout. But what if he carries on next year? You're talking about the Euros. The Euros will happen next year. If he carries that form into next season, I think he can still be a.
I mean, it's hard though, isn't it? It's hard. How do you carry that over?
What happens in a year is mad.
I'd be amazed if he remains at Southampton past the window. I'd be amazed.
I think that's his level. I think he's found a good level.
They paid a few for him as well.
He has found a good level, but you got to remember next year, England players are going to be better. Rashford will be better another year. Tammy will be better. Even Calvert-Lewin's coming into the mix now. You got to feel like what's his name? Mason Greenwood will be in contention too.
Bro, he's got Southampton, fam.
Yeah, he's got like. I do feel for him because
if he leaves, the only team I can see him going for him is Everton.
Leave it, man. Just start.
That's not the biggest upgrade. That's not the biggest upgrade. Maybe he should go to Newcastle once the takeover is done.
Yes, come on, Newcastle. I'm ready to join the army.
The injuries took away his best years because he actually may have ended up being a decent option for Liverpool off the bench. But unfortunately, he spent about 2, maybe even 3 seasons injured, and now all of a sudden he's like 28. So now, like, for him to actually get a big money move, it's quite tough for him.
David, would you take him if we sold Aubameyang?
Our fan base won't have it.
No, the fan base won't have it. But would you take it? Because look at the kind of striker he is in terms of he doesn't just he's not like a tap-in merchant. My guy scores 9 goals. Yeah. Now whether he's got the quality in terms of outside of scoring goals, whether he's got the quality as a player,
I wouldn't. Nah.
Interesting. Okay.
Nah. And it depends how much. I know Thing will want a lot in it. Nah.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't spend 30 on him. Nah.
Wow, not even 30.
No.
Do you think though that pure goal scorers are not the dying breed, they're dead? Wherein so I'll give you an example. So think of a player like Jermaine Defoe. Like players like that, it's like as a striker now, you have to have something to your game, whether it's hold up play, whether you're skillful, whether it's flair, whether like a Firmino, you dropping out the midfield. So do you think like out and out goal scorers aren't great? Like are dead, to be honest. So I was reading something.
I don't know. I think it just depends on the team. What works for the club? I think like if it suits your team, then hey, no one's moaning. Everyone's got their own style. Everyone's got their own way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I changed my mind. Actually, I would. Do you know why?
Go on.
The chance we get in the box, he's either taking a shot. He's not messing about, bro.
Really?
Yeah. I would actually think, yeah. If we're saying we'll create, if it's Arsenal which is creating bare chances, and then one Ings will get a couple goals first, bro. I changed my mind on that one. I'll take him.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I'll take a punt. I'll take a punt still.
As a plan
I
B.
just feel like it'll be a bit like a Lacazette, and then it'll peter out. That's what I think.
Boss like Endo says that Arsenal have only won 9 of their last 30 games. Can you man deep this, please?
9 out of 30.
It's bad.
That's
It's
not even a
bad.
third.
That is very bad.
9 in 30 is bad. That's a third of your games in the season.
It's bad. It's
We
bad.
won 10 games, drawn 13, lost 8, bro. Goal difference 0.
Neutral.
We're not
Goal difference is 0. That's
It's
like as we're scoring.
it's legit. It's legit. Like we would have been in the relegation zone in the battle without Aubameyang and Leno. We would have been in the battle.
We are staying up. Is that what it's come to, bro?
Bro, we've got 41 points, isn't it? Well, 40 points or whatever it is. Get me.
Oh my days.
One of the when we start talking about Premier League golden boots, obviously one of the people we mentioned was Vardy. Leicester played on the weekend. They what was their score? 1-1. They drew 1-1
yeah.
with Watford. I spent the entirety of this game looking at their left back Ben Chilwell because he's linked with Chelsea at the moment.
For
And I wanted
70 million.
Oh my gosh.
70.
Oh my 70 million. Thoughts?
Why I hate football. Right there.
Thoughts?
I'm not paying that, bro.
No, competent left back, fine left back, solid. Even if you're paying 40, you'd feel slightly like you're overpaying. At 70 is something to pay.
Where's
Like-
he from? Is he English?
Yeah.
No, I'm not paying that. I don't care, bro. 70 million.
Ridiculous, bruv. Ridiculous. Apparently, Frank Lampard wants him, and I'm devastated because I don't want this you. Like, I watched him play. I studied like just him and how his positioning is and all that. And the one thing I'll give him, he's very, very comfortable on the ball. He's great going forward. He scored an absolute worldie with his left foot into the corner. So in that respect, in the type of a modern fullback, he's really good. Like going forward, if you're playing a back 5 and you've got him as your wing back, that's a great option. But defensively, no. The guy is just not it for me. Watford's winger Sarr just bullied him the whole game. Every threat that Watford had came from his side. And I'm sorry, we've got Marcus Alonso if we want a player that can attack and not defend. That's not what we need right now. So for me, if you see Chelsea sign Ben Chilwell, I know we're doing things wrong.
Man, you look at Leicester, yeah? I'm telling you, man, bro. They're not serious guys, bro. Like, to be drawing at Watford, yeah, who are fighting relegation, they're trying to get out of scrap. I'm not even surprised. I wasn't surprised that the thing was it Watford equalised, wasn't it? It wasn't Chilwell.
Yes. So Chilwell scored a late one, and then
Yeah.
Watford equalised a couple minutes later.
They were both there. Apparently, the history between these two teams, they always score goals after the 90th minute. There's like a mad stat about their last like 9 games or something like that they always score after 90 minutes, which I thought was strange. But anyway, with Leicester being in the top 3 is really annoying me, man. It's annoying.
It's annoying because everyone below them are just doing crap.
Yeah.
No one's taking chances. They've been dropping points for a while now, and everyone's just drawing as well. And I think they'll limp over the line in the end. But if this was like, maybe if the thing didn't happen, I feel like they would have been caught. They would have been caught quite quickly. But they're a weird one, whereas like they struggle against some of these like lower teams. But before they were beating them, now they're kind of struggling, not scoring loads of goals. Then if they face like a big team like a Chelsea or United or like a City, they'll give them a game. They'll push them really hard. So the balance, just trying to get balance.
It's a bit like Wolves last year, isn't it? Wolves were playing, they could beat all the top 6, but they lost twice to Huddersfield last season, and that summed up Wolves for me in that picture. But yeah, Leicester, man, they will limp over the line. I agree with you, Remy. Newcastle United against Sheffield United. I just want to touch on that briefly before we go to the Merseyside derby. Because I'm impressed with the Newcastle victory. I don't know if anyone watched this game.
No. I'm very impressed with that one.
Blood, I was surprised, but also it told me more about Sheffield United. Something's not right over there. since this restart. Drawing to Villa, obviously they got cheated out of a goal. But then Newcastle, blood, to slap 3 against them. That is crazy.
I think
It was
And-
the Gucci band. That's what
Yeah.
made
I
Newcastle.
don't know, Alan, yeah? Bro, Alan was cold.
My
Yeah,
God.
I like the guy, bro. I like him.
oh, he's
I like
good. He's sick. But I
He
think,
plays in the left, yeah?
um,
Yeah, blood. Hey, Arsenal, get on that phone call, blood. Get on
Gonna be
that phone.
expensive.
That's calm, bro. 40 million, bro. Slap it.
Well, you got that, yeah?
Just slap it on, blood. Just slap it on.
But for me,
I'd pay him. I'd buy him.
no, he's good. I think he's like in that Adama Traore role where there's like modes where he can just dribble and he can beat players for fun.
Yeah.
But
I
on the
think so.
United point, I think ultimately, maybe they've sort of hit their second season syndrome. So because of the long gap, they never necessarily had that continuity is completely gone. And like for instance, like I've watched both of the games actually, and John Egan, like Keenan Davis of Aston Villa gave him an absolute handful and playing making his debut, and then Joe Linton has been garbage for a whole season. He ends up getting him sent off. You know, Joe Linton was even clean through and goal, should have scored even before he actually scored. So
Yeah.
I think Sheffield United have done tremendously well to get to where they are now, and maybe they're going to come back to reality. I don't know though.
Yeah, they need a striker, blood. I don't know why it kind of left my mind that Musa is not going to get them goals, but they've got like what Shea Adams is it? They've got also there's another Don. I forgot his name now.
Finish
But-
up.
Sharp, that's the one. Yeah,
Finish
But-
up, Oli McBurney.
they need a serious
They
centre
need a
forward.
striker. To be honest, all season they've struggled with goals all season. Most of the games they're just getting the 1-0s and the like maybe a 2-1 or something. They've prided themselves on their defense and gone from there. So
I've put
That's
up
it.
4 fingers because Manchester City have scored a 4th.
Bloody hell.
Burnley are being sent to the cleaners, my friend. 50 minutes played. David Silva, lovely football for Manchester City. Why didn't we take Pep Guardiola? I'm vexed. But anyway, carry on.
You wouldn't have backed him anyway.
Oi. Watch it. Yeah, on to the Merseyside derby. Before we get onto that, though, of course, remember we are live on YouTube every Monday, 8 p.m. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe. Yeah, please do that because the video will get pushed to different avenues, different networks. We love it all. We're on iTunes, we're on Spotify, we're on SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitter. All of them is at Top 4 Podcast. Yeah.
Yep.
Back. Big up Everton Football Club because they slowed the party down just for a moment.
No, wait. Before we even say that, we need to big up Sadio Mane because Black Lives Matter is not big enough for him.
This
my
guy
God.
did not give a monkey's
That league.
but that's the funniest thing.
Do you know what? All I can say is I'm so glad it was Mane because if that was a white player, it would have
oh
been,
yeah,
it would have been horrible.
The carnage. The carnage.
the talk would have been too much.
That was so funny.
That was banter.
He was on this thing, but let's go win this title, bro.
The thing is, he was out of shot for time because when he dipped, okay, you gotta come back, blood.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
straight,
It
bro.
was a long walk back, you know. It was a long walk back. He sprinted. Hey.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I loved it. Yeah, that was the best part of the match, if I'm honest. But look, I don't think the game was that bad. I think people are.
Man said the best part of the match was before kickoff.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, trust me.
I'm bantering. But the thing is, I thought the game was good. I watched the game intensely because I wanted Everton to win just because I like that. I like Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's in my fantasy team. I've been rating him all season, and I wanted to see them do something. And really, if there's a team that should have felt like, oh snap, we should have taken the 3 points, Everton.
facts.
You know, Liverpool, I don't know whether it's just like, you know what, we're just, the cobwebs are coming off. That's all. We're going to add a bit more oil. We'll be good to go. But, you know, you're up against Palace next week. That won't be easy. You know, that'll be just as tough. By the way, Palace are 4 points off Manchester United. I just want to make that very clear to you lot. They are 4 points. Yeah? Roy and his boys. Yeah? They are not far. Yeah, all I'm saying is, bruv, I'm here, bruv. If Hodgson gets this team in Europe, David, take him out of the Hall of Fame. Take him out. Because in Europe, a second team, Fulham and now Palace, get him out of the Hall of Fame. But
And
anyway,
in fact, like, he's a manager of pedigree. He's won like 8 league titles.
I'm telling you.
He's been in the game for 4 decades.
He knows like 8 languages.
We can't say people are the Hall of Fame.
Nah, bruv. Hodgson is in the Hall of Fame because he lost to Iceland, bruv. Yeah, everyone's got that blip. Everyone has
man,
it.
you can't be
No,
losing to
but
Iceland,
you
bro.
can't. No, that was madness. You can't. I can't. That's not easily forgivable.
No.
To get Crystal Palace into Europe, I don't know.
You know what I'm
Nah,
saying? Like, I think Palace will get a result at Anfield. You know, I'm being serious. I think it'll be like a 1 or 2 or draw.
But it wouldn't be the first time.
Who knows?
Wait.
No, bro, they're looking good, man. I know we're not touching on the Palace game because that was a bit of a wash, yeah. But blood, like, fam, they're not doing bad, man. They're not doing bad.
4 clean sheets in a row, 4 victories in a row.
There you go, blood. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Liverpool. What did you think about the game anyway at Goodison? What were your thoughts?
So I remember, I think it was maybe last week, you sort of asked me after the league title was done, what should Liverpool be looking to do? And I said, realistically, we need to be looking to the future and looking into integrating, different players. Your likes of your Naby Keitas, your likes of your Taki Minaminos. I thought Naby Keita had, he had a good game. I think people sort of got hard on Twitter and sort of went into a coma. No, but I think he was good, and I think he showed, what he's very, very good at. He's very good at sort of, receiving the ball in a half turn, looking to sort of start moves. He was very lively, very energetic, and you know what? He's had a good preseason as well. So off of the back of that, you start to see those sorts of performances on a more consistent basis. Then I'd be happy with him. I think with Minamino, it's a problem. There's a problem that I've sort of identified quite early on, and it's that he's not as quick as I thought he was. So for the I actually think with Sandy, other player, I think I was confusing him with Wang. So I think with Minamino, he's not direct, and because of that, and I think Canada is sort of made a point, 20,000 commentary. He's always looking to sort of drop deeper and get the ball into feet. So that strikes me as being he's a player that's better suited to actually playing centrally. So when he's actually out on the wing, it's almost like playing Danny James, where he is offering us very, very, very little. So
yeah, I thought he was more in the central part as well. So when I saw him instead of Salah, I thought, that's interesting because I thought at Salzburg, like when he scored the goal like against you guys, for example, I thought he was like like a Coutinho in position kind of player where he's running in from the midfield and then like gets into the box. So to see him on the wing, I was surprised.
Yeah. And I think long term, if he's going to have any sort of future at Liverpool, it's not going to be as a backup wing option. Like he doesn't offer a goal threat. He's not direct enough, but he does a couple nice touches here and there. I think Dejan Lovren, like his days are numbered. He is a player that he's just idiotic. And Carragher hit the nail on the head. When you're playing football, you target Dejan Lovren's side. And the reason why is that he plays football with his heart and not his brain. And for him, it's like even if he's weaker than an attacker, he will still try and win the battle. And he ends up on his bottom, 9 times out of 10. Allison again, bailed us out when we needed him. That's what we paid the big money for. Ultimately, it wasn't the greatest of performances. It was quite poor, dare I say, but that's my thoughts on the game. There wasn't necessarily much to really take home from it, and can't necessarily use the excuse about warming up because Everton haven't played for 3 months either. So yeah, it wasn't great.
Do you know what? I entertained a small ounce of imagine Liverpool don't win a game for the rest of the season, right? And City are carrying on. You know what I'm saying? 3 1 week and then 4 at the minute another week. Like, man, them talk to me, bro. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
It's not happening. Like, if it does happen.
I didn't say it's happening. What I'm saying is, like, if I'm predicting Palace might be a draw, yeah, and meanwhile City are just give Chelsea the lane, right? And the points get smaller and smaller and smaller. Talk to me, bruv. What would you lot? Okay, what would you lot think if Manchester City win the league, right? if they win the league. Because
If that ever became reality,
What-
Jurgen Klopp needs to resign today.
Nah, real talk.
No,
Well,
real talk.
Pete, Liverpool have many winnable games. They have Palace at home, Villa at home, Brighton away, Burnley at home. That's already. They just need 2 wins. Not even 2 wins, like 1 win even. Those are like 4 points. I think it's 4 points of 5.
Everton hadn't beaten Liverpool since 2010. So you would have said that's a given. That game was a given. I know it's a
I
derby.
thought that was going to be a. They drew. They've drawn quite. Like, a lot of their derbies have been pretty.
Yeah, but it's
you
not a
know,
real derby,
fair-
cuz. Like Adrian said, it was the little brother. It's the little brother that we have to go up and slap up. You know what I'm saying? They even gave him porter cabins at Goodison Park. Like, it's on
But they haven't really slapped them up recently. It's always been like 1-0s recently. The last couple of seasons, lucky goals here and there. So I knew it was going to be one of them even ones. Everton probably should have won. But I don't know.
They should have.
They're
They're
too
not
good.
rubbish
They're
to
too
do
good.
So 60 minutes played, right?
Yes,
Morris coming off for Manchester City, and they're bringing on Kevin De Bruyne. So
Hey, more points for me.
We got a question. We got a question about the City game. Sam Fisher says, "What do you guys think about the White Lives Matter banner just flown over the Man City Burnley game?" I don't know anything about this. Does anyone know?
Yes, it's just breaking news that a person has just flown over a White Lives Matter - Burnley over a plane over the Etihad.
see, you know what's mad, guys? Yeah, I was literally on a conference call this morning, yeah, and we were talking about like black things and whatever else, right? And then somebody was saying, "You know what? I hate Burnley." I said, "What do you mean? Why do you hate Burnley?" This is a white guy. He was like, "I hate Burnley." I said, "Why?" He goes, it's the most disgusting, most racist kind of area in England that he's known. So I was sitting there like, right, he's like, you ever been to Turf Moor? I was like, no, I've never been. He goes, yeah, you see Lancashire, yeah? You got Wigan on one side where you will find black players, black coaches all over the gaff. He goes, like, Burnley, that team, yeah, they don't touch black people with a barge pole. I said, what are you talking about? I sat back a bit because I was like, right, this is revelation to me. But then other guys who are also white that I work with were saying the exact same thing. They were like, yeah, Burnley are horrible. They were like, they are horrible. So Oscar obviously was like, you know, Robin, you put in on the private thing, like, yo, boom, this is what's going in. And then now Sam's brought it up. I'm sitting there thinking, what, is Burnley like this? Like, I'm amazed. And then to tell me that there's a White Lives Matter banner above the ground, like, come on. Like, that is psychotic. Was it NASCAR that had a Confederate flag fly over theirs? Yeah, that plane as well. The Confederate flag went over over NASCAR as well, a NASCAR race. So, blood, like, yeah, it's ugly. It's ugly. What do I think? I think it's disgusting. I was gonna say maybe I should be slow. Let me not say it's disgusting. The White Lives Matter, like, you know, it's true. All lives matter. Let me just be clear. It's all do matter. But if this is a what's it called? If this is like a retort to say, you know, you guys get where I'm going. If this is like a
You know what it is.
thing, if you think if this is a pure racial thing, then blood, it's nasty.
Pete, you know what it
But
is,
I just
man. I think it's
Bro, what going with you, fam?
Yeah, what happened there?
It's not Peter this time.
say again.
yo.
You both
What
just
on?
just crashed. Yeah.
Oh, we're doing the samba.
What, we both cut out? What's going on?
Yeah, no, Wi-Fi's good.
The Wi-Fi's moving higgy. Yeah, no, I think we know what this is. I think there's been so much emphasis on Black Lives Matter within football these past couple of days. BT Sport, BBC, Sky Sports, all of them have had segments talking about it. We mentioned the Rio Ferdinand segment earlier. Ian Wright's done it. I saw Jake Humphreys on BT Sport asking, "Oh, Ian Wright, like we need to learn more, we need to be educated, blah 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 blah." And of course, there's a subsection of society that believes otherwise and is sick and tired of hearing the same thing. So yeah, they're gonna react, and it's gonna happen. I don't think we should give so much energy to it. But yeah.
Okay then.
Now, you man froze.
No, it was you guys.
Pete, it's you. Pete, it's you.
I'm just saying it all froze. That's all I'm saying. But Oscar, Bosslight's got another comment as well on the Liverpool thing. Hey, what? Another pause? Yeah.
Yeah, Oscar's gone.
Oscar's lost it, bro.
Hey,
What is
Oscar.
going on here?
Yeah, Oscar's.
What's going on here?
He's looking at Rob Holding.
What's
Bro,
it?
I'm
Oscar-
here. I can hear you. Lot. What do you mean?
Okay, fair enough. I was just saying about the Liverpool situation. Like, Bosslight had a comment on Liverpool's like issues. There we go. But Oscar, you reading that?
Yeah. Oh, can you not hear me? I don't know. I feel like my thing's messed up.
No, you're back now. You're back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
The problem with Liverpool is that we need to overcome certain dues, such as performing well away at our rivals. If the season goes by without a win at OT or Goodison, we need to spend. That's what Oscar says.
Raw.
Adrian, do you agree?
I think there are definitely different sort of levels to look at this comment at. First of all, we haven't won at Old Trafford since God knows how long. I think it's about 6 years. So there's clearly element of there's a mental barrier as much as it is talent wise. I think this season of the two sides would have probably said Liverpool far and away the better side on paper. Yeah, we couldn't get the job done. We're probably fortunate to sort of score a last minute equaliser. With the Everton point, I wouldn't necessarily call that a hoodoo, purely for the fact that they haven't beaten us since 2010. They haven't beaten us at Anfield since 1999, and I think we've drawn the last couple of games with them. But generally, we avoid defeat over them. We either beat them or don't win. But to your overall point, we need to spend. It's clear because the drop off from Salah to an Origi or a Minamino is light and day, and unfortunately, that is something that's going to cost us if it's not addressed. I really, really wanted Werner, and I was disappointed that deal didn't necessarily go over the line. Yeah.
Oh,
That's all right. I'll kiss my Premier League trophy instead. But
fair enough.
I think creativity. We need a creative spark for midfields. We need someone who's going to get us consistent goals from midfield. If Naby Keita can be that, which this is what he's been purported to be. This is what he's been touted to be. But if I'm being honest with you, with Naby Keita, all we've seen is bits and pieces. But if Naby Keita can actually be a genuine alternative, not on a continuous scale, because it's not going to be that, but just as a midfielder who improves us in an attacking sense and can get us from the middle thirds to the attacking thirds easily and create chances, then that would be something to look into as well. But definitely, we need to invest because ultimately, if you're not spending money in football, then you run the risk of stagnating. We need.
You're declining.
You're declining. So, and I think we spoke a lot about Arsenal and about how crap their squad is. And I think what we've actually managed to do is overall our squad. So 5 years ago, your Kleins, your Lovrens, your Morenos, your Mingales, they were our starters, and we overhauled that to where they were, like our Lalanas. They're now actually our bench players. So I think ultimately we do need to continue adding bits of quality here and there. Otherwise, we've seen it with Milan, and we're going to see it with Barcelona as well. It's scary to sort of go back.
5-0 City, by the way.
When did that goal happen, bruv? I was looking at that.
Yeah, I didn't even clock that still. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay, so team of the week.
See, it'll be funny to say Brighton, but
Southampton, bruv.
no, I was gonna say Newcastle.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think we're down to 10. I'll give it to Southampton, bruv. They Norwich. But then at the same time, I can say Norwich will just all out attack for no reason, bruv. So
I'm going Newcastle.
I'm giving team of the week to Newcastle. Yeah, same.
Nah, do you know what? I'm stuck between Newcastle and Palace.
yeah, Bournemouth is another one, bruv. Just
What's your rationale, Pete?
Because I think for Crystal Palace are 4 points behind fifth. That's amazing, right? They've been quietly getting on with their thing. We haven't been speaking about them all season, yeah? Only Palace fans know what's been going on with Palace, right? With the Newcastle one, yes, they beat Sheffield United and they beat them convincingly. David makes the point about the red card. I think, that plays a little part, a little bit. I have to give my hats off to Steve Bruce. You know what I'm saying? He's done all right. I can't fault him at all. But the quality is there in Newcastle when it plays. Like Saint Maximin is a game. Mate, I'm telling you, like when you look at Newcastle team, Oscar was saying this when we were doing the lineup of the game. I like this team. He's like, I like this team. You know, maybe if you took out Isaac Hayden and then he threw in something, a bit of sauce in there. But you've got Saint Maximin. Joe Linton just sounds nice. He's not a great striker, but he just sounds nice, right? And then you've got John Joe Shelby's good. Matt Ritchie, I mean, he's getting on. He looked like a 50-year-old pensioner. I was looking at his PS. Oh, bloody hell. But, scored a corker. Keeper should have done better, probably. But, I just feel like with Newcastle, I was just more impressed with the fact that Palace got an away win at Bournemouth. Yeah, it is Bournemouth, but 3 points and they're 4 points from fifth. So I'm not going to give it to them ever. We're not usually going to give it to Palace often enough. Whereas Newcastle, I don't know, man. I'm just more impressed with Palace's win. That's all. That's all it is.
Yeah, so let's vote in it. I'm saying Newcastle.
I'm with Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle.
Sorry, PR. Team of the week is Newcastle.
That's fine with me, man. All right, who is the player of the week?
Now, I say this, and not because I'm biased, but
you are biased.
I'm not.
Oh my gosh! How?
The reason why I'm saying is because
I completely agree.
No other player can come from such an injury, come on and change the game around like what Paul Pogba did.
You didn't win the game, man.
He didn't win the game.
You didn't win it.
I'm not fit.
I'm saying.
Did you see the performance?
The performance itself. I'm saying the performance was great. When I look at every other player this week,
Robin, relax.
No, I'm being serious.
And you had to go Arsenal fans.
You had to go Arsenal.
Arsenal fans.
Pogba is a baller. He confirmed this week he's a baller, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He should be played up. Who else has done better than him?
That is
Riyad Mahrez.
But are we counting this game? Because fair enough. Fair enough. I wouldn't because we haven't counted games that are live in the past.
Listen, we ain't seen Pogba in a while.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
We ain't seen Pogba in a while. We know he confirmed his status. He's a Donny, bro. But
because man got a soft penalty, and you're talking about player of the week.
Soft.
It was soft,
bruv. It was soft.
I'm saying, give me someone that's
stood
out.
Mason Mount had a better game than Paul Pogba, bruv. Don't do that.
Whoa.
Nah. Oh, no.
Mason Mount was sick for 90 minutes. Pogba came on for 40 and played 2 sick passes.
Dominated the game.
Do that.
Those there.
Nah. Yeah, and if Rashford had a better touch, he probably would have won that game. He would have won that game.
Not having that.
So that's what Pogba's fault. Pogba played the player.
I'm not blaming. I'm not saying Pogba had a bad game. I'm not blaming Pogba. Pogba played for about 25 minutes. Against tired people.
Even Traore had a good game. Do you see him against
tired players?
He came on and he set up that cross for.
I can't believe I'm even arguing.
I said give me another player.
Danny Ings. Talk about it.
Danny Ings.
Fernandez. Oh my gosh, you lot are moving mad. You're moving mad.
I'm going Danny Ings. I'm going Danny Ings.
Joe Linton, bruv.
Nah. Now you're taking the piss.
You need Joe Linton, bro.
The people will get
you see that one-on-one he missed? He's costing Almiron stats.
I'm going Danny Ings and I'd even go Saint Maximum. I think he was too sick. I liked what I saw.
I like that guy. I like that he keeps up when he falls down as well.
Ings is a great shout. I think
even Lloris is a good shout. I think Lloris was really good as well.
So all right, let's just vote because I guess we mentioned all the people we're going to mention.
So Pogba, I'm going.
Yeah,
Pogba.
I said Pogba.
You guys, I can't believe this. I'll never forget this. I'll never forget this.
No,
you guys have tarnished your own integrity. You tarnished your own integrity.
You gave me Mount. What did Mount do? Get out of here.
Are you mad? Are you mad? They're making compilations of Mount on the timeline, bruv. Don't disrespect me.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect me.
The one and only compilation you'll ever have.
A couple square passes.
Come on, let's not do this.
Are you mad? That's the better season than Pogba.
Let's not do this.
Mount has had a
Let's
better
not do this.
season than Pogba. Name a Man
Pogba's not
United
been
midfielder
here
that
for
can
6
Mount.
months. Get out of here.
Mount is
Right.
Derby level, mate. Derby level.
I'm going Danny Ings. Adrian, who you going?
Oscar, I'm sorry, man. I'm going Danny Ings. And not only was he a thorn in the side, there's no defender. There was also a wonderful there's also a wonderful bit of defending that he did. Wherein if he doesn't make that interception, no one have a chance to potentially score. Like his work rate.
He's going to be a thorn again on Thursday night. He's going to be a thorn in Arsenal side. I can tell you that now. David, who's the player of the week? It's 2-2 with Ings and Pogba. Pogba! I can't believe it.
Danny Ings, bruv.
Oscar.
I've said Ings. I already said it.
Right. So Danny Ings
Crazy.
week. What was the goal of the week? Let's see if we can agree.
Well, I think
Neto.
we have to say Paul Pogba did run into the box and got a soft penalty, so therefore he should be goal of the week. I think he did so much. He was so amazing in that run where he's.
I'm waiting to hear a penalty comment. I'm waiting to hear someone comment on that penalty.
Yeah.
Fernandes
was awesome. So Fernandes goal of the week.
I'm going to say
Chigwell,
Nicholas Pepe. Yeah.
Yeah, Pepe's a good shout still.
Better than Ings?
Chigwell.
Chilwell. Chilwell finished with
that was very
Chilwell?
I don't know why you man are calling him Chigwell.
What about Neto? Did you see Neto's his volley against West Ham?
Neto was bad.
And that was saucy, bro.
That was saucy.
It's bare goals, It's bare goals.
I think for me, the goal that got the biggest reaction out of me was Chilwell, so I have to go Chilwell.
That's what game, innit?
Yeah, let's vote. Vote, bro.
Even the other goal, the Watford, I can't remember who scored, but they scored an overhead kick.
Yeah,
because Coach Michael got a hand to it, I felt like it wasn't that special. It didn't look that, and it looked like because it was like what 5 yards out. It didn't have enough oomph. It didn't have enough oomph or enough to beat Michael.
He did well with it though. But
the source won't be there because it was a defender, innit? It was a centre half, so the source ain't gonna be there. It's not going to be liquid. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, goal of the week. Let's do some voting.
Yeah, I said Chilwell.
I think Chilwell was
Neto.
Neto made me gasp.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, okay, Neto. I'm gonna go Neto.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Neto gets goal of the week.
The technique is mad.
David, who is not that guy this week?
There's
anyone who's new to the show, not that guy was created because Arsenal decided to buy Daniel Welbeck, who was the guy. Decided to, you're not that guy, bro. You do stupidness. You just have a met in life outside of football or on the pitch. The honorable mentions, what's my man? John Egan, bro. Fam.
Yes. But
Cuz, what go on, bro? You're lucky. You dodged the bullet, but fam, you need to pattern up, bro. You do a 2-week break. Was it just a straight red or another yellow?
Yellow.
Another yellow. You're a 1 game ban, but pattern up, Yeah. What's my man? Ender Stevens, bro? I don't know what you were doing, bro.
And the thing is, he's been one of Sheffield United's good players,
I don't know what you were thinking, bro. The ball went through your legs, fam.
What a mare that was. It was a whack cross. By the way, that was a whack cross,
Bro, it was a dead thing, bro. And you just turned it into something else.
You got caught in 2 minds.
You've dodged the bullet. Hawkeye and VAR, bro.
Oh my lord!
If you had coronavirus, you need to isolate, bro. 14 days. Take a break, bro. Until you get you again in 2 weeks' time, bro. Yeah, bro. The whole lot of you, bro. Stop
my
days. Mike Riley, pattern up, bro. Yeah. You see a goal went in, you say, that's not my job, bro. Bro, pattern up, bro. But
what a mess.
We inducted someone to our Hall of Fame.
Ooh.
For those who don't know.
Oh, the Hall of Fame.
These are the elites. Guys. Elite. So the elite guys are, you have Sam Allardyce, he was only charged for 1 game for England.
28 days.
That's transfer rules,
Oh God.
And we can work. Who else? Roy Hodgson's in there.
Antoine Griezmann's in there.
Oh,
The
yeah.
whole black, yes.
Yeah.
Who else was in there? Alan Pardiola's in there.
Yeah.
Pardiola's in there. He just had a mare.
Oh
He's
man.
Who else was in there? I can't even remember. I need to write these down, you know.
Yeah, we need to have a list. We need a definitive list.
This, bro.
There was a referee in there. There was a referee or like the board or something like that. There was something in there. I forgot now, but flipping out.
Did Kepa make it in there for his heel turn?
Not Hall of Fame.
Did he not make Hall of Fame? Okay.
Okay.
We'll figure out. Remember, but
yeah.
Right. He's the new.
These illustrious men, yeah, gentlemen, was born on the 22nd of April, 1987, bro. In Diadema, Brazil. Yeah.
Ooh.
Man's played, yeah. He's a centre back, yeah. But you can be deployed as a defensive midfielder, yeah, whatever, ain't it? Man's played Sao Paulo, Victoria, went to Benfica on loan, and then he officially joined Benfica in 2007, and he played there for like four years, and then. Yo, Oscar, how much did you pay for him?
30 to get him back.
No, the first time.
The first time,
Oh,
bro.
I don't know.
I think it was like 25.
He won 25 million. Actually, yeah, it was 25 million euros, bro.
Trust me,
On a
dog.
5.5-year contract, innit?
Trust.
Obviously, man made his debut replacing Jose Bosingwa in a 1-0 home loss against Liverpool, yeah? And so, yeah, he scored his first goal against United and all that. So he's a bit of hit and miss. He's been a bit of hit and miss in Chelsea. And then he got sold. Apparently, rumor is Mourinho fell off his chair when PSG offered how much?
£50 million.
This is someone Gary Neville has described as playing what? PlayStation 1. Yes.
Oh God.
And so he went back to Chelsea. PSG. He had I don't know what. Did he win the league there?
Yeah,
No, ain't that the one when Emery was like, "Bun this guy," and then shot him. When Emery landed at PSG, he just shot him straight away back to Chelsea.
I think he won a league there. Though.
He won. Yeah, he won the domestic treble, the League One.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah, League One.
First season,
Serial winner.
And so he returned to Chelsea for 34 million.
Unbelievable.
And his first game back was a 2-1 defeat at home to Liverpool again. but under Conte, he will go on to, win the league and then, but still, he's had mistakes. He had mares at Chelsea, and then he decides to join Arsenal out of all clubs. We give Chelsea Ashley Cole. Yeah, they've given us Gallas, flipping the weed for 8 million. Yeah, and what's his on a 1-year deal? And he's on what was his wage again? 200 bags. This season alone, been sent off against Liverpool away, Chelsea, and as you can see, first game back after lockdown against City.
That's a big game player. Ramos would be proud.
And so,
he's a match loser. That's what he is.
oh, I even forgot his international career. He was part of the debacle semi-final. The debacle of a semi-final against the
Boy, I almost forgot about that one.
7-0. There's a famous picture of him crying his eyes out. Everyone, mate, this guy. Anyway, inducted in the Hall of Fame. David Luiz Moreira Mourinho. You're not that guy, fam. Sort your crap out.
Not that guy.
Hall of Fame.
Not that guy.
David Luiz.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Welcome to all of it. How many of you would be surprised if he's in an Arsenal shirt next season?
Not me.
No, I would've
Not me.
I won't be surprised.
Nope.
See, that's the state of the football club right there. Before I go on to the yes, go on, Adrian.
You know, you guys sold Cedric, right? I'm sorry, you signed Cedric in January.
Where is he?
He wasn't declared fit until June, when he then picked up an injury to all him out for the rest of the top. So you know, this is extra time. We should have even been playing football now. What was the point of that loan signing?
Adrian. Are you mad, fam? Listen, bro. Kim Kallstrom, Dennis Suarez, and now Cedric Suarez. 3 loanees who were all injured when they signed. One of them played 1 game. The other one played 1 game. Didn't have a Premier League start. Now this one hasn't even played. Hasn't kicked a ball. Hasn't even kicked a ball.
What's wrong with this club?
What's wrong with them? I'm telling you, we're Liverpool 2010. 2010, 11, 12, 13. I mean, God knows. Bruv, Mandem, did you not see Mourinho's pre-match press conference today? Holy
Mourinho is back.
Oh,
I didn't like it, man.
It was the tedious, boring Mourinho though at his best, and the man's lost the plot. He's actually lost the plot. Did any of you not see it?
No, he was naming Drogba, and then he started naming Melito.
Man said Drogba scored 186 goals. Why is he lying for?
I don't know. I don't know why man lied. I don't know why he lied.
On average, I said on average, that's 40 goals a season. I'm looking at this thinking, Drogba, you're mad, blood, about 40.
Yeah, basically, he was responding because... Yeah, he was responding because Paul Merson said that Harry Kane won't clap that many goals under Mourinho. Just based on the way that Mourinho plays his teams, Harry Kane is not going to score 25, 30 goals. So Mourinho was saying all the strikers that have clapped goals under him. And he mentioned Drogba and said Drogba scored 186. That is not true. That is not true.
I don't feel like he meant to say that. He was a bit. It was just 100 off.
100 goals, blood.
Drogba just stuck into the 100 club.
Way off, blood.
Yeah, he said he was 100. He said 186, and then he said the average. So on average, over 4 seasons, that
it was 40 something.
2 goals a season. I'm like, bruv, does that even sound right in your head?
No.
Yeah,
he's a liar.
You're a liar.
Right, fixtures for the coming week. Starting tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. It's back on. All right. Leicester City at home to Brighton.
Come on, you seagulls.
Seagulls.
Leicester will win that, I think.
I say a draw.
Draw.
If Leicester don't win, they have to consider Tottenham for the top 4. No, I expected them to beat Watford. They fluffed it in the last minute. If they fail to beat this Brighton side,
come on, Maupay.
And is at home as well. They should.
That's my striker.
They should get it.
Hey, Brighton are not here to mess around, as they've shown, right? They're not here for games. They'll injure your keeper and score the winner.
I feel like they're always good at home. They're good at home, but like away.
Shut your mouth, Oscar, bro.
Remy, what's your prediction?
So dumb, bro.
Leicester win. Comfortable.
Brighton win.
Oscar.
Brighton win.
How did we let Graham Potter beat us, man? Oh, when I saw him doing his interview, I wanted to punch him in the face, bro. You're a dead guy, bro.
Yeah.
Why are we listening to Graham Potter, bro? Graham Potter, for flip's sake.
It is what it is.
Right. Spurs at home to West Ham United. 8:15 kickoff.
Spurs, bro.
Spurs win.
Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs.
Are you man sure?
Yeah.
Draw.
Bro,
Spurs have got that.
It was that shocking. He left. The internet. Oh.
Yeah, Tottenham got that one. I think Tottenham got that one on lock.
But
You see these relegation teams, yeah. I don't know who's staying up. You know, I don't know.
Norwich are gone
West Ham are gone.
Norwich are gone. Norwich are gone for sure. I think Villa are going down.
If you see
Wait,
the table,
I'll get your comments, Remy, because I need to ask you some predictions for top 4 and bottom 3. Anyway,
you see these bottom teams, bro. I don't even know, bro. I don't know where they're getting the next wins from.
Who?
Watford, West Ham, Bournemouth, and Villa.
This is it, but it's going to be mucky.
Bro, we're all on 26, 27, 28. Brighton is clear by 4. Unless they get sucked in.
Really?
Yeah.
They will. Man, them. So you lot are all saying Spurs to beat West Ham.
I said draw.
Bro.
Yeah.
Spurs to beat West Ham.
Listen, Harry Kane's going to stop you, bro.
West Ham
are
a draw.
Definitely
West Ham win.
Come on, Bran. Come on,
I'm
man.
with Robin, bruv. It's a draw thing, bruv. Mourinho's not this guy, bruv.
Listen, watch. You're going to see if you can get licked down and then you say, oh, no. With Moise. No, man. I tried to tell boss like Endo about Arsenal. You man are now on West Ham. They're going to get that team.
He even apologized, bruv. He was like, I should have just kept quiet, bro. I should have left Arsenal alone, bruv. You know,
my team, bro. They let us down.
Every week, bruv. Every week, blood. Every week, blood. You know what I'm saying? If man are saying we got 9 wins out of 30 games, that means what? Bloody hell, bro. 21 games of disappointment? Flipping hell, man. Come on.
I heard,
we know what we're talking about.
What's a little?
Oh, blood. Okay, Manchester United on the Wednesday at home to Sheffield United. Let's get your predictions.
I swear, if we don't win this game, someone needs
United.
Guys, can I be this way? Before
United was in this game, but the way the hair is moving, bro. Woo.
Nah. I don't want the gay slander. I read some people know.
No. The hair's on the yellow.
I'm not blaming the hair for that one. I'm blaming the hair.
The hair's on the yellow. I don't know what you're on about.
I wasn't around, so I wasn't able to say my own. When you allow a man to run freely into the box, man's 12 yards out, penalty strike. Man's doing a smash at the goal. Do you think your keeper's going to save that? Do you think it was the easiest thing to save? It wasn't easy to save.
When
I was watching it live, when he got through like that, I was expecting a goal, and he smashed it.
Man chauffeured the ball into the net. Here you go, sir.
Nah, he hit it with a lot of power, man. He hit it with too much power.
But Remy, if De Gea didn't try to save it, he wouldn't have scored. It would have just hit his stomach. He tried to fist the ball and it punched it in. Like it was an error. It was a howler.
It was a howler.
Nah, I don't feel it's a howler. For me, that's not a howler. Nah.
Oh my days, Remy. I'm
not a howler, man.
Adrian, you were saying something about this fixture. What was you going to say?
Before I get to that point, so Remy, in your opinion, that was acceptable for a keeper of David, no matter of fact, not even David De Gea's caliber, for a keeper of Premier League caliber.
No, it's not. It's not that. No. Do you know this? The way the shot was, like, there's so much power on it. It wasn't like a light shot that he passed into the goal. You smash at your keeper. Yeah, I think you guys think every time they get a hand to it, it has to be saved. But it takes a lot more than that.
No one said that.
No.
And just punch it away.
It was straight at him and he punched it in, bro.
Nah.
Go and watch the goal again, bro. You'll see it.
I've seen it enough. I've seen it enough times. I'm not blaming the hair for that one. And Keane was doing the most. Keane was talking the most.
Your standard dropped.
I kid you not. I listen takes that in like that.
Straight cover.
Nah.
Cradles it like a baby.
I kid you not.
If that was an Arsenal keeper, fam, I'll be slowing, bro.
Fuming.
Pineg. Why are you?
That was shades of Almunia, bro.
That was terrible.
Right.
What you need to do? Go and watch the David De Gea compilation. Watch the caliber of saves that this guy was making up to 2 years ago.
It was insanity.
No, of course. I know he's not the level that he once was. I just feel like in that the talk, it wasn't. For me, I was more annoyed with the defenders because when I was watching it, and I saw the way he just cut through so easily. Is that he has an easy one-on-one. That's why I was like, it's not more his fault that he made the mistake. Man's through, and then he has a free shot at goal, and you say, more time if you smash the ball with a lot of power, you're gonna get something.
No. You cradle that in, you save that in, and it's the fact that it's been happening too much recently. You can't back the guy. Like
you can't back the guy, bruv.
You can't.
Nah, it wasn't that bad.
No,
yeah, you're a very interesting guy, bruv.
Yeah, you want a yellow card?
To the pod, bruv.
He's on the yellow.
No, I Ernest will come for you.
I'm waiting for Ernest. Where's he at?
I love David. I love him. I love him to bits, but he's on the yellow. He is.
No, that defense is on a Maguire's on a yellow. The hair is not it wasn't the issue there. It was
no.
It was Maguire, to be honest.
The hair's on yellow.
Maguire
was an L.
Maguire's Manchester United captain. I can't even believe that.
After 6 months. That's what I know, right?
Oscar was telling me, that what's it called? Was it Tomori? No, was it Reece James or Tomori? One of them man was on loan at Wigan, and they were captain, blood, on loan at 19.
Yeah, Reece James.
I can't believe that, man. Like, what is going on?
I've seen that in a lot of recent teams. Like even Kai Havertz, who's 19. Yes, he's good, but he's the captain of Bayer Leverkusen. I'm just like, rah, what's going on here? Same thing that happened with the guy that was at Ajax before he went to Juventus, De Ligt. Was the captain of Ajax at 19.
And they had Daley Blind, It's not even like they ain't got experience, bruv. That man had experience in that team. Unreal. All right. Adrian, you were saying about Man United.
So I think before the ball was hit, I was saying that this is a potentially tough game for United. United should still win. Now, after the evidence of the past 2 games, what I've seen of Sheffield United defensively, United have to win this game.
We have to win this game, but it all depends on what the lineup is. And I get that Ollie's trying to protect Pogba and all that stuff. Boy, play Pogba.
If you're fit enough for the bench, then you're fit enough to play. I say play Pogba and Fernandes together.
I said this before on the last preview. It's very simple. Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, Fernandes, Pogba. It's simple. It's very simple.
He wants all the firepower on the pitch. Put all the firepower on the pitch together, and then that's it.
You will win.
All right, so are we going with Manchester United win full house?
Yeah.
I'm going for a draw.
Has to be.
I'm going draw.
What? No Henderson?
I'm no Henderson, but I think Chris Wilder is going to give them a bag on the way back to Sheffield. I don't think he's going to have none of it, and I think Sheffield will perform better than we expect. Put it that way.
Because they lost, because
they do perform better against the top teams, though. They gave Liverpool a game. They gave Chelsea, Arsenal, all these lot. They give them all games. So I'm not expecting it to be easy, but I do think it will be two.
And they'll knock us out of the FA Cup on the weekend as well, because it's FA Cup weekend as well. So, anyway.
That's not really a thing.
Newcastle at home to Aston Villa, same time kickoff. Whoa, there's about 4 fixtures.
Yeah, 4 fixtures at 6.
What? Odd.
Oh, they're important ones as well.
Are they?
Yeah. Put both sides of the table.
Then.
So you got Wolves, Bournemouth, United, Sheffield, Newcastle, Aston Villa. These are all like people who are trying to get into the top 4/5, and people trying to get relegated.
I'm watching the United game. I'm not watching any of the others.
No, I'm not watching the others, but I'm saying there's importance to them.
I think it's that time of the season, isn't it? Like most teams are playing for something. Unless you're like a Burnley, then you're cool.
But so Newcastle at home to Villa. Let's get your predictions.
Newcastle.
Yeah, that's a United, man.
Up the tune.
Yeah,
Why?
You know what? I'm gonna back Villa to show me something here. Yeah, I'm gonna back Villa.
You're a nice guy, Adrian.
Who's gonna score the goals?
That's a brilliant question. that was a fantastic question.
That's a conundrum.
I'll tell you what about Villa, though. I'll tell you one thing about Villa. I like Douglas Luiz, bro. The one that Man City let go of. I like him, I think he's got a little, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm going Newcastle home win.
All right.
Full house?
I said Newcastle. Adrian said Aston Villa.
I think he's going to retract.
It's because like I built this narrative of Villa in my head where like they've got like with your Grealishes, with your Douglas Luiz's, with your McGinns, they've got nice little bits, but defensively they're poor. I don't think Newcastle will outscore them. Let me put it like that.
Interesting.
So just a draw.
No. Villa will win.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
All right, cool. Norwich against Everton.
Everton.
I don't
Norwich can't
care.
defend with their life.
I'm going Everton.
Just depends who turns up.
Norwich can't defend for their lives, bro. So Everton.
I don't really
Yeah,
care.
if Norwich win this one, they'll be back in their fight for the
They're not winning
the
nothing.
relegation.
Norwich are losing.
I think Norwich. I'll go for them.
Is it? Against Calvert-Lewin, yeah? Trust me. That defense, I'm captaining Lewin this week. Make no mistake about it.
I didn't even check my team, bro.
Jeez. What about the rest of you, man?
Yeah,
You still going Everton?
Everton.
Norwich disappointed to make it. I was so sad. I couldn't believe it.
Wolves against Bournemouth.
Wolves, full house.
Full house. And then we go to Merseyside. It's Liverpool against Crystal Palace. I'm going draw. Jordan Ayew.
Oh, it could be Crystal.
I'm saying Crystal Palace.
Liverpool. But if Palace score first, that'll be very interesting.
Jordan Ayew, yeah? That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna
J89.
I'm gonna put my name as Jordan Ayew on the pod next week, bro. If he scores, right in there.
He's saying
It'll be
J89.
perfect for Ben. It will be great if Benteke were to do it. That'll be poetic.
Another double Anfield. Oh, come on. All right, Thursday night football. Burnley at home to Watford. Flipping hell. I don't give a monkeys about that game.
Nope. Do not care.
Watford away win. I'm going Watford away win.
Watford need the win, so I'll go for Watford.
I'm going Watford.
I'm going
because Burnley are on cloud 9. Southampton, Arsenal, 6:00. Oh,
The Saints.
oh.
Arsenal.
You know we've got one win. We've got one win at St. Mary's since 2003. One win at St. Mary's.
Listen, hey, Southampton.
I didn't even know that. Southampton. They'll go level on points with you guys.
That's the
See,
thing. BT.
No, you got the Saints are going to give you some blessings. And that's what's going to happen.
Blood, since the days of James Beattie, like you said, Adrian, Danny Ings is going to lay the smack down Mustafi on mediocrities on any of them, man. There, bro. They're gonna hold it.
Who's your keeper?
Oh, Martinez.
Who's the other backup?
Situation.
Who else is left?
Matt Macy.
Play him. He's better than mine.
Wait, is Czech gone? Has retired?
He's at Chelsea, blood.
He's at Chelsea being an ambassador. Where you been?
Where you been last season? I see you since last season, yeah? Is that what it is?
Bro, just been as hockey as well part time.
Oh yeah.
This guy, bro, he's still living in Seville, bro. This guy is on mad stuff, bro. All right, full house, Southampton win, yeah? Full house.
Yeah, I think Southampton, bro.
Yeah.
Southampton.
Yeah,
That's the levels.
I'll be tuning into AFTV on Thursday night.
of course.
Thursday nights. Watch their watch along. It's friggin' banner. Anyway, Chelsea at home to Man City, 8:15.
Manchester, la. Manchester.
I'm gonna say a draw.
Manchester, la. Manchester, la.
I think Chelsea have performed well in all of the big games this season, but we've always lost. So I think Lampard's going to find a way to rectify that and be like, you know what, we're going to couple this good performance with actually getting some points out of it by not being so defensively naive. So yeah, I think we'll get a point.
City have scored 8 goals since the restart and conceded none. I'm not giving you a prayer.
Yeah.
Away win.
I like what you said about Man City, bro.
Yeah, but last time we played Man City, what was the score at the Etihad? What, like, was it 2-1? Like, we gave them a game. We gave them a game at the Etihad, and we'll give them a game this week. It's just a matter of margins.
Pep is looking at the Champions League, and he's using this to pick his best team, and he's experimenting on the Premier League. That's what he's doing.
Exactly. That's all the more reason for Chelsea.
Yeah, but he looks so pissed that he's taking it out on everything that's in front of him. Whatever he sees move, he's coming there to laying man down, bro.
The only reason I'm nervous
is there's nothing to play for, and he's giving teams 5 and 3. Come on.
It's because he rested De Bruyne today, and Sterling didn't feature either, did he?
Nope.
He's
Ah,
going
yeah,
to trade him on Thursday.
So we're getting a fresh Sterling, bruv, back at Stamford Bridge.
After you man called him what? You might remember that.
Remember, Black Lives Matter.
Bruv, don't say Black Lives Matter. We got more black players in City, bruv. Don't worry about that. We'll sort it out.
Easy. What? Oscar, when was the last time you beat Man City?
We did.
What?
When was the last time you beat Man City?
I missed. We beat them last season.
Yeah, they did.
I swear Kante scored against them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one
Yeah, they
1-0,
did.
wasn't it? The 1-0.
Oh.
Yeah. Peter, relax, bruv. You thought you had me on that one. You thought you had me. You didn't.
Next game.
He was thinking of the Conte times when you guys beat them 3-1.
I'm not. I just remember 6-0. That's just still fresh in my brain. But anyway, we'll move
Like
on.
I said, I think Pep's mind is on Madrid. He's got Real Madrid to face in a month's time. That's what he's thinking about, and he's just preparing his team to
But
get
why
ready.
do you see that as a positive?
No, I see.
Why do you see that as a positive for Pep? Surely that's a negative.
No, I see is that he's got that. So what team has a good caliber that's close to Real Madrid? And he's looking at the top 6 sides, and Chelsea is one of them. So he's going to play a strong team there and see what he could do.
Fair enough.
But,
Yeah.
Them
I mean,
training
Chelsea and Real Madrid are not far off, so yeah, that's fair.
on Saturday.
Come on, that has on FC. We're just like
On Saturday, Aston Villa at home to Wolves. Bro, Villa are gone. Man, they're gone. Wolves, they're gone.
done out here.
Yeah, that is 100% the Wolves.
Yeah, it's over.
Pete, should we bother with the rest? Because it's moving into the second games now.
No, hang on. I'm just doing the weekend because we're not back on until the Monday.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
there's also
but-
FA Cup games as well, so not every team's playing
Yeah.
that weekend. Yeah.
I was going to get there.
Here's what I think. I reckon. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe not. But I reckon we should go live Thursday night after Chelsea Man City. That's what I think. But it's up to you, lot. It's up to you, lot. I'm just throwing that in the ether. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't.
I'm down if you lot. I'm down.
United would have played the day before. Arsenal played that day. Chelsea played that day. Liverpool would have played the day before. It makes a lot more sense. But
It is match day 31.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right,
go
cool.
on.
We'll do it. Yeah. All right, cool. Big up everyone that we just told that we go live every Monday. We still do. However, after the coverage of the Chelsea Man City game, we will go live again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
All blessed.
yeah, let's run that.
Big up everyone. All right, cool. So we'll lock it off there, and then we'll do prediction for FA Cup. Rare. All right, cool. Wicked. So on that note, that sums up everything for this week on the Top 4 podcast until Thursday night. So we're going to say about 10:30.
Yeah.
10:30 should be good.
10:30.
10:30 should be good. But we'll confirm. We will confirm on our Twitter page. So make sure you follow us on Twitter, Top 4 Podcast.
Yeah, at Top 4 Podcast. Make sure you share and like this video. This one right here that you're watching right now. Like it, share it, subscribe. We're on Twitter, we're on SoundCloud, we're on iTunes, we're on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook at Top 4 Podcast. Big up everyone that's locked in today. Make sure you share, like, subscribe. Peace.
Bruh. You done now.